We're live.
Hello, everybody, and
Yeah.
welcome to Rift's Gunmetal Soul Episode 6, Knock on Wood. Well, glad to see you back after the holidays. I hope everything has been good for you. It was for me. So let's go over around our group and start with the... It's hard to not look at that adorable
No.
record. All right.
No.
Also, my adorable cast. So let's get to know their
Thanks.
characters. Let's start with Hayden.
Hello, I am Ryan Massa. I'm playing Hayden Delgado. Both of our pronouns are he, them. He's a skeleton and a wizard. Gender non-binary.
Is non-binary another way of saying asexual?
Uncertain.
Okay, moving on. Cecile.
Hi everybody, I'm Daryl. I'll be Cecile this evening. Our raccoon lady mutant, part thief, part water gun creator at this point.
Tinkerist.
MacGyver.
Tinkerist. All right. Up next is Adelaide.
Hey folks, my name is Fox. I'll be playing Adelaide. She is human glue.
What?
I'm keeping it all together. Keeping
Yep.
it all.
Yep.
Okay, but you should have added that more quickly.
Human glue.
We did not retire you.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm human glue.
That's a whole different character. We can build that if you want.
Please move on.
Rainier.
Hi everybody, I am Riley. I am playing Rainier, who is a Fey Psy warrior problem.
This checks out.
Yeah, pretty accurate. Excuse me. All right, so the group has joined. The group set out from Castle Refuge, working with the Tomorrow Legion in the company of a techno wizard named Kari Neville. Kari Neville, who is a kind of Shi'ar type bird lady, techno wizard, steampunk kind of person. She has a tour bus called the Velocipede, which has a bunch of velocipedes for wheels. And they are traveling to Philadelphia to find Benjamin Franklin's key. They recently ran into the Fire Line, which is an area of wild fire magic stretching from Centralia, Pennsylvania down to Hershey, Pennsylvania, and met the Lenape, who kind of help keep it in check at the town of Firebreak. Yeah. In the town of Firebreak, they were able to catch their breaths and talk to their new compatriot, Hayden, who is a bone dude who comes with a nightmare horse that Adelaide has banned from the Velocipede.
Banned is a strong word,
Throw my nightmare from the train.
but yes.
I believe the literal words were, "You don't ride in the bus."
Yep. Can
Now,
confirm.
So I'm gonna set us a day out from there. Would anyone like to tell me we can do an interlude. I just like the interludes. I want to see an interlude from y'all. It's been a day since you left Firebreak, headed towards Pennsylvania, headed towards Philadelphia. It's not. Let me just look at the actual mileage, because you're only traveling at like 50 miles a day, so it's about 50 miles. At the end of the day, you should be getting to a place where something else happened. So interludes are in the Savage Worlds book, which is on that tab. Nope, that tab. Nope, that tab. There we go. All right, who would like to do an interlude and hasn't done one?
I did the last one.
You can do it, babe. You have something.
I could provide a narrative hook for an interlude if people would like to jump in on
let's
it.
hear. Go for it.
Cool. I'm rolling unskilled real quick.
Okay.
Oh, I
Holy
do love
shit.
rolling unskilled.
What'd you roll?
I rolled for performance because Hayden has pulled out a small guitar and was attempting to see if he was any good at it. Turns out he's quite good at it, actually.
Oh.
All right. This is hero practices skill. What is it? Hayden practices guitar. What
Yeah.
kind of music does Hayden play, and where might we know it from?
If you know any sort of like Wild West folk music from circa 1880, give or take, music from the Civil War era and past, Hayden is playing something of the sort. I think the lyrics are slightly off. If you know anything from our current timeline, but other than that, same sort of general musical structure.
Gotcha. It's all very. How does Rainier respond to a performance out of nowhere?
They seem very, very pleased by it. And depending on what kind of music is it?
It's guitar
like-
music.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Western
no. Like,
folk
is
guitar stuff.
it calm? Is it slow? Is it
Oh.
jaunty?
It is schizophrenic. A little bit of everything, kind of bouncing back and forth between. It's like someone pulled up the Spotify playlist for like a Deadlands thing, and then hit random every like 10 seconds.
Then they will just sit leaning forward with their like chin on their hands folded, just watching wide-eyed, fascinated,
All right, and
trying to basically predict in their own head what might come next, and then just being like, nope, didn't see that coming. Fantastic. But seems very pleased by it.
Cecile, how do you respond to this?
I think just because it would be a challenge and might teach her something a little new, she would look around the bus for a way to create a drum out of random shit in the bus.
I mean,
Just to try to do a basic beat, because as far as I'm concerned, I don't know if she plays anything. I hadn't thought about that, but I'm like, a drum cannot beat that. It's hard, right?
oh, it's you find one near
Spoken
instantly.
like someone who's never played the drums. Like,
How hard could it be?
Yeah,
I
roll
wanted
an
to play drums.
unskilled to see how. Roll unskilled real quick.
Oh
see
no. Okay.
How you mesh with this. All right, you don't mesh with it.
holy shit!
You've got the rhythm of the whitest lady up that church I used to go to, who was in like 5/6 time when we were doing 1/4.
Clapping
Oh.
offbeat every time.
God.
I
It's
don't
that
know.
it's the Harry Connick Jr. one where they're all clapping on the one beat.
Did I at least get to make the drum?
You
That's
do.
the
The
part
drum
that
looks-
she was more important.
What are you
more
making?
important.
You can find plenty of tubing. The way you make a drum is you pick up something and hit it. So it's very easy for you to make. You can actually make a tambourine.
Yeah, it's she wants to take find fabric that has the right amount of elasticity and bounce to it, that she can stretch it over a frame that she just decides to start making out of random
The good
shit on
thing
the
is
bus.
this takes up most of the performance, and she only tries to join in towards the end.
That's which is fine.
Uh,
Now I have it.
Kari can whistle in perfect tune, and accompanies you with some melodies occasionally. And Adelaide, how do you respond to just this quiet moment of music?
I presume this is we've stopped for the night then
Yeah,
on our travels.
you're taking a break, having lunch because you're moving during the day now.
Okay. She is not musically inclined, doesn't really sing, can't really dance, and while it doesn't go as far as being rude about it, has been a little distant in the sense of just I imagine it's people are piled up around near the bus, but she's just kind of sitting in the we get those little that step down on a, because I imagine this was like a bus, so it's got the foldy doors as you described at the beginning, and so there's those two little steps going up into the bus, and she's just been kind of sitting on that, just sort of watching that little half step removed from the group, just kind of trying to make sense of this whole situation. It's not not trying to ostracize, but at the same time not altogether comfortable with the recent changes.
Gotcha.
She's sorting things out.
As this is happening, Warhol comes up, and Hayden hasn't met Warhol yet. Warhol is a basically Volkswagen bus-sized dragon cat. It's basically He-Man's battle cat with 6 legs. And just kind of like settles into a part between some trees where there happens to be a sunbeam. And just settles down calmly. Sniffs towards Hayden. Just like,
The first time Warhol shows up in Hayden's field of vision, there's like a twang as a guitar string snaps. Like, whoa! Is that somebody's dog?
So that would be Warhol, the giant green
Oh,
that we warned you about.
gotcha.
That'd
Yep.
be him.
Okay. I didn't think it was a huge deal since no one seemed to move, but okay. Good to. That's a lot larger than I was originally picturing. Y'all said cat, so
Mhm.
that's not a cat.
at some point,
Cat adjacent.
Yeah. At some point, Warhol moves over next to Adelaide and just like lies down about a foot from Adelaide.
Oh, I mean, at that point, yeah, like I absolutely like go over and flump down next to, or I mean, this if Warhol were to make perhaps a C shape as he plumps down, like I will like flump into that with like an arm up on top of his head, just kind
Yeah.
of relaxing into the giant cat dragon like an old friend.
Yeah. Warhol does not seem stressed.
Oh, nice of you to rejoin us after Smoky Chocolate Town.
Just kind of paws at his nose.
Yeah, no, that's fair. It had quite an aroma. As I like kind of half glance over it, Cecile plus drum.
It's just like, I miss it already. I wish there was a candle I could have purchased or something. That's okay.
With that scene, things kind of come to a pleasant shift as the pleasant moment continues. You all gather your stuff and then move out to continue your journey. And the weather starts to pick up with rain. And the rain starts turning to sleet, and it's slowing you down, but you're making your way through. There's occasionally in this area you'll see like a small town in the distance. But they don't seem to have much going. Like they only seem to be like a small farmstead. Not much of excitement. Do you stop at any of these small farmsteads and interrupt the people who are working there? You see one that's got a Fenoti who seems to be ordering around a bunch of humans. Fenoti are oh my god, they're kind of plant people, if my memory serves. I just
They're the
forgot.
ones with the weird faces.
Yeah, their
Which I know
entire
is not
existence just left my brain except for the one picture after I said Fenoti.
because they're not quite like tentacle faces,
No.
but they're not quite not tentacle faces.
Yeah, I'll just go to the Fenoti.
I am somehow more confused than when I started.
That is a Fenoti. I can't.
Oh, yeah,
See what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like they've got these
Okay.
weird ridgy faces
Yeah.
and like
Yeehaw,
giant like
pinecone man? I don't.
well, kinda.
That's what
They're not
I
all
just saw.
cowboys, but
This one looks like it's bundled up for an Arctic winter, even though it's only just slightly snowing.
it's like if you hit a catfish man in the face with like a sewer grate.
And it was made of plants. I think I forget. No, that's someone else. Okay,
That's the I think I think of the cactus people.
that's the cactus people.
Excellent.
Another strangely wild fact to just drop in the middle of. Anyway, so
That's right. Anyway,
Cactus.
yeah.
you pass by a couple of places that look like they are don't want nothing to do with outsiders kind of places. Don't want your troubles. Shoring up for the winter, which seems to be kind of settling in this area.
I mean, yeah, like unless anybody like appears to be in distress or there are like fires or gunshots, my inclination is to just roll on past. And these folks aren't going to have anything that we want, so. But other players are welcome to offer their opinions here.
Sasir won't steal from any of these people, so she's.
It doesn't look like they got
Out.
much.
Yeah,
Do
she
see a
doesn't do
couple of
that.
weapons, but like these don't look like wealthy places. As you
There's
continue
no-
onwards,
There's no thievery to be done here, so I shall leave also.
as you continue onwards, you see as night is settling in, you do spot another like what looks to be a big boss ATV, which is an enormous, basically a tank with monster truck wheels. And instead of the big forward gun, it's got like a chain gun on top of it. And it is painted with mercenary things. It's pretty easy to see from a distance, but it seems to be kind of headed in a similar direction as y'all. You spot it from like a mile or two out.
Like it's ahead of us, heading that direction.
Kind of like a parallel, like eventually you think that your paths will eventually cross if you time it right.
Okay.
But if
Okay.
you want to avoid timing it, slow down or speed up. If you want to avoid them, you can, but there is a small merc group. It being just in one vehicle, you're going to estimate that there's probably no more than 6 people in that thing. And it does look like it's been traveling quite a bit. It does have some burn marks along the sides of it, and scorch. One of the wheels looks like it was like scorched and then repaired hastily.
Does this seem like it's a merc group that we would have ran into before, like at Castle Refuge, or is this like a whole new unmarked merc group that we don't know?
Oh god,
Like, they're flying anything?
brain just clamped up. What is the merc group that I had in Blues? Do you remember, Ramos?
Red something or other.
Well, no,
fucking
that's
shit.
Red Canis.
Okay.
But it was we'll call it the BTS merc group.
Ah, shit,
Beyond
they'll
the
cape off at
Scenes
us.
merc group. Yeah. It is not one anyone would be familiar with, as it is really new.
My pen just exploded. Like it just, I clicked it and it just shot apart. I'm sorry.
It was really excited to meet BTS.
There you
Like
go.
This one stands. This is called Beyond the Supernatural Mercenaries.
okay.
It's gonna go full in on the Beyond the
Yeah,
Supernatural property.
Does that name carry any weight, any recognition? No.
It does
Okay.
not. In fact, I'd say roll a common knowledge, but this is the first expedition of this group under that name.
Okay.
Oh. Can we see anybody, like, on the vehicle, or are they all, like, in it?
They're all in it.
And it's still, you said sleeting outside.
Yeah, the weather is bad. If not for the weather, it like they probably would have taken a less obvious route and would be harder to spot the green thing if not for the snow. They don't seem to be giving off any signals. Like there's no transmissions coming from them. But if you do wish to signal this other group of mercenaries kind of headed in a parallel direction, you may.
We can give them a heads up. Just let them know that we're not looking to pick a fight.
Do they look familiar to anyone else? Because I don't
not-
recognize them at all.
No one on me.
Rainier? Hayden? Kari? Anything?
A reminder that Hayden is on a horse outside in a
Oh,
different
yeah.
behind the bus.
Hayden has been
I was-
given a Kari built you an earpiece that goes on your collar.
Oh, cool. Amazing.
Because they tried to put one where your ear bones hang.
Nope.
It just didn't.
Yeah, that didn't. No.
So they just put like sound out on this side, or actually, what they gave you is what do they call them? The bone conductive headphones.
Beautiful. I love it.
Magical bone conduction. Great, perfect.
I love it.
I will say you are more than welcome to be out there, but I also am not so cruel as to say it's like, oh, it's raining, that's bad. Oh God, it's sleet. I would have at the very least been like, hi, do you still want to be outside? Because it's bad out there.
If you did that, Hayden would be like, I thought about coming inside and asking for it, but it is really funny to hear the sleep bounce around in my eyeball sockets. So I think I'm gonna stay out here. Actually,
Of course,
So
right?
Sarah's
Silly
listening
me.
very closely in the radio to see if she can pick it up. Just like,
Okay.
yeah, you're like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Then please continue. Please continue. By all means.
and no, can't say I haven't heard of. I've heard of them, but I haven't been around much here. So
Strange. Well, Adelaide, I leave it up to you if you want to give away our position to an unknown group, but it
Better
seems
to
like
warn
we're
them than
going
to
to meet them one way or another.
right, and better to warn them than to spook them, I feel. I
Hmm.
will go over to the radio, lean in and flick it onto like broadcasting on all available frequencies. Uh, hey there, uh, BTS Merc Group. It looks like. Listen, we're just passing through. We might pass by each other. Just happen to be going the same direction. Really not looking to do any fighty stuff. So, just a heads up. Hi. Click. Well, I think that went well.
did they say anything?
There is a click
Really?
back over the radio.
Oh.
This is BTS Group. Could you identify your call sign or any identification, please?
I look at Kari and go, "What do you call this thing? Do you have a name for this
The
thing?"
Millipede.
Well, it's a terrible name. Sorry, no, I should have thought I thought that, and then I said it. I'm very sorry. It's very.
And I thought about commenting on your haircut, but I didn't.
Well, that's
Well, so
click.
Sarah just stiffens up and like puts her hands behind her back and starts like kind of like rigidly walking to the back of the bus. Going to leave now.
Just give my head like a little shake, like a focus, Adelaide, focus, kind of like. Click the radio back on. We're just a group of travelers. We are headed eastward, looking for work. That's all. Don't mind us. We really super just aren't interested in fighting you at all. Everything's great. Click.
Like,
Is that
you
normally
didn't
how
answer the
you-
question.
Yeah.
If you're looking for work, we might have a lead. We could use some more support on what we're hearing called the Ghost March.
Ooh, that sounds interesting.
Ghost.
Like,
And I turn back to the rest of the cabin. It's like with a very like, shall I inquire?
Rainier has been, the best way I can describe it is wistfully staring out the window at the weather. And just
God.
kind of turns to look at you and just like, I mean, you're the ringleader in this circus, so I guess whatever you say.
Did they say ghost?
Did they say
Click.
marsh?
I think they said
Oh.
March.
Great.
Which is
These-
weird because we're in December now.
I think they mean like with feet. Flicks the radio back on. Ghost March, huh? That sounds bad. Is that bad? Is that a bad thing that you guys need help with?
Sounds like a Tom
Click.
Clancy book.
It takes a minute before
Sounds
you get
like a
any
what
response
now?
this time.
What? Oh no, don't worry about it. Something I ate a couple weeks ago.
Tom Clancy books are super popular in places like Frequebec because they are all about a purely human groups doing amazing military things with the highest technology that no one else has. They love
Saying,
that
get
shit
off my plane.
in that town.
Somehow
I'm from.
that checks out. Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah.
No Tom Clancy books. It's all porn in here.
Somebody has a copy of The Division, and that's like their initiation rite is you have to play the whole very little campaign, whatever there is of it.
There's the what's that company? The Player's Guide.
Oh,
The company does this third-party guides to every game.
Brady Games.
Yeah.
There's a Brady Games guide to that they use as training.
Brady Games Guide to Extrajudicial Murder. Yeah.
All right.
I have thoughts about The Division. I'm sorry.
I do too. Most of them go with, you can't distract me from the extrajudicial murder with all the wee shiny toys.
Okay. As your completely legal team continues traveling, it takes a minute
Law
before
here.
it takes a minute before something comes back over and goes, "Hey, I understand you're not really used to talking to people. So if you want to just like not use the radios, we'll stop and chat with you. We don't mean you any harm either, unless you're, paying us. So you
Yeah, no, we're not looking to subcontract anything right now. It's we are a-okay on our moving situation. But great. It sounds like you guys are great. You sound like a great crew. Best of luck with the whole dealing with the sleep thing.
look,
Click.
you never gave us your name.
Geez. Wow. Hi, I'm Adelaide, by the way. You can call me Adelaide. That's who I am.
You hear a voice come from behind the guy you're talking to go, Adelaide? Mercy?
Do I recognize the voice?
You do. It was a cyberknight you used to train with.
Oh, Jesus. Who?
Her name is Canis.
Oh!
You knew during the fall of Tolkien, both you and Canis stayed to fight with Tolkien. Canis stayed longer than you.
Yeah.
Was hanging out with some people who kind of just kept getting worse, but was in a different area of the war for the last bits of it.
There's a half beat, and anybody in the bus sees a bevy of confused emotions flash across Adelaide's face as she just goes, Carnation? Holy shit, is that you?
No, you must be mistaking me for someone else. As a radio, someone gets clearly knocked away from the radio and goes, "Hey, good to hear you're alive."
Yeah, same. Sorry, kind of threw me. Nobody calls me Mercy these days.
I wonder what that's like.
Yeah, I wonder.
You cool to stop for a chat?
We should stop. The weather's real bad. We should. Hey, Carrie, we should stop. We should stop. We're gonna stop. We're stopping.
Where?
We'll come to you. The big boss goes down a valley and then up a valley with its enormous wheels. Nothing is magical about the outsides of it. Sorry, I just gotta count things real quick.
The weather could be worse,
You all,
It could be.
yeah, and Kenneth says, "Oh, I have some furs in the closets if you need them."
I come equipped. And I think this one actually likes the weather right now, right, Rainier? Is this your...
Preferred, yes.
Yes. That's what I thought.
Pressed against the glass.
I don't... Aiden, do you even feel the cold?
It's actually kind of...
Yeah. You recognize that it's cold.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell that it's cold.
Does it bother you?
Not really.
Cecile, who can't say a whole lot because she's got like fur patches and stuff.
Well,
Just help, but
While I do want to know what the hell the Ghost March is, I would love to, but I'm not going out of the bus.
No, sensible, reasonable. I can definitely tell you we're not in any danger, at the very least. Lady Carnation is someone I would absolutely trust with my life. Or, I guess, Canis these days. I have a lot of catching up to do.
an old friend of yours.
From Tolkien, yeah. Before that as well, but that's mostly where we ran into each other. It was during the war. A fellow cyberknight. Sorry, to be clear. But we haven't spoken, though, since the war ended. Since before the war ended. So it's been a while.
Well, I had my touching reunion already. Maybe it is your turn.
Yeah, maybe.
Cecile just smiles. His little sharp teeth just.
Adelaide kind of, like when you do that, Adelaide kind of forces a smile back, but there's still like a little like confusion and trepidation behind it, a worry to it.
And then Cecile's mask goes on, and so do the goggles.
It,
No longer has a face. Yep.
Makes that exact noise.
That was horrific. Very good though.
A+.
all right. You haven't seen Warhol recently, but he's been coming and going.
That's on par.
It's been this whole
Yep.
trip, yeah.
All right. They come over to you, and it's park about like, I'm terrible at judging distances. I'm like, is 30 feet enough to seem polite to give you like plenty of room because they don't know what your situation is?
Yeah, 30 feet's definitely clear. And what's the terrain around here like?
The terrain around here kind of has come to a clearing. This used to be part of a highway. And underneath the river still runs, the bridge is holding. It's a mega damage bridge you're on top of, so it's pretty clear and open.
Actually, well, what's is this bridge like going over like a big river? Is it just a little ravine?
It's a ravine that used to be a river, but it looks like it's been dried for a while.
Well, shit. We could always just take the velocipede and like bring it down underneath the overhang of the bridge, so we at least have a little bit of cover from the storm as well.
Yeah, true. All right. Carrie's like, sure thing. Does that, and you get underneath the bridge embankment. That seems like the right set of words. The big boss ATV goes rumbling ass down the slope of the opposing canyon and settles in between the two. And leaping out of it first is a woman in a thick kind of woolen coat with like a fur collar, flaming red hair in a very tight braid that goes a long way down. It seems to like the braid is kind of wound a couple of times. She's about 6'2", I think I said. And she has a very attractive face. But you can tell that the cybernetics begin kind of at the edges of her chin and go down, and the hands coming out of the sleeves are cybernetic as well. She's not wearing the full defensive armor, but you can tell she's got at least the light armor up. As she hops down, you can see there is an older woman with her too, who kind of has like short white hair, kind of like Jamie Lee Curtis-ish, who is just about as tall as Canis, but you can see her on her neck, and there are like gaps in her sleeve that appear to like open up around the arms as of her sleeves, and has just tattoos on her neck as well. She has pointy ears and sharp features. She's what is known as an Atlantean. Standing at the edge of the thing is a humanoid figure that's about 5 feet tall with long blue robes over it and kind of like an insectoid-looking mask. Anyone can roll me occult. Adelaide, you'll give me a +2 on this, as you would
Okay.
have run into some of these.
Boop, boop.
You got a 9. 9's a hit with a raise.
5.
9's enough that you would have run into one of these people. That is a magus from Dwemer. Magus are master spellcasters, like people who took a legit doctorate in spellcasting of some specific kind and just are renowned for their abilities. There's other
Dwemer
people.
being a city, I presume?
Dwemer is a city. It is a magical city in the magic zone not far from Ohio. Or it is in Ohio. Kind of looks like that, but shorter.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay.
Yeah. And the arm actually coming out of the robes does look reptilian. They don't seem to be jumping out either.
Fair. It's cold.
None of those people were driving. Candace goes, "Hey."
Yeah, no, I, like, chunk open up the door to the bus, and I mean, it's it's environmental, it's a medium grade environmental body armor, so, like, I'll stay warm and toasty in there if I just grab my helmet, plonk it onto my head, and then because cyberknight armor is the sort that likes to do this, just take that visor she's got and it just slides upwards. You can actually see her whole face, and um, trudges out into the just like what I. It's good that you're still alive. And
Yeah.
like I go to
Yeah.
reach out my arm to like do the like the Lord of the Rings like "Roar, we are warriors together" kind of shake,
There's a reluctance to it. You can see in her face it's been about 4 or 5 years. It
Yeah.
looks like she's aged maybe 10. Um her under her eyes are a little darker. She's put a lot of pride in her appearance. You can see that she's not doing that so much anymore. But does like after a second lean in and give you the arm pat thing. So yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Jesus, I haven't seen you in a very, very long time. I feel like I should have 30 different questions, and the only one that really jumps to mind is how. I mean, I'm grateful, don't get me wrong, but a lot
I
of people
mean,
didn't walk out of there.
yeah, well, we both made it.
No, of course, and it looks like you've got a crew that you're rolling with, which I mean, hey, that's great. Being alone is really bad. I can't recommend that. 0 stars.
Sometimes it's better. But yeah, it's good to
Sure.
have people to watch your back.
No, totally. Speaking
Yeah,
of, this.
Yeah, Rainier has followed out of the bus and is wearing shoes. Figured at least that was too much at this point.
Is
But,
Rainier wearing anything else?
the shirt
Just
is
shoes.
like half unbuttoned, where it's like only the middle half is buttoned. So there's like chest showing and like the tiniest little bit of stomach and just kind of staring, like looking up at the sky and just wandering towards the group until they get close enough, and then just kind of looks down and smiles.
But yeah, this is one on the horse over there. That's Hayden, and this is oh, hi Rainier. They're just like this. Um, but don't worry, they'll be fine. Probably you're not gonna get hypothermia, are you? Can you get
No, she'll be.
hypothermia?
The older woman goes, she'll be fine. They'll be fine. Oh, I'm sorry. Scarton Barlow. Nice to meet y'all. I'm a bit of a traveler, you see, and I've seen a Feyborn before, so.
Ah,
Is this the Atlantean talking, or is this the?
Yeah.
Okay.
Atlanteans are people who used to control Atlantis before the magic left the Earth the original time, or the first time thousands of years ago. They traveled dimensions since and are tend to be freedom fighters slash heroes, but they're also mercenaries. There's some that are bad and evil, but the reputation for Atlanteans is they like to come in, do a thing, and leave. They tend not to stay put, and their tattoos are magic.
Okay.
That is you. There are a couple of Atlanteans around Castle Refuge, so.
Uh, but yeah, sorry for being a little cagey. We're a little cut off from Castle Refuge at this far east, so
Oh,
you
you're
know.
with Kenneth. Gets a little. Kenneth takes half a step backwards, kind of. Oh. Okay.
Is that is that a problem?
No, it's not a problem.
No, it's okay. I just yeah, there's just a couple of us on a bus. We're just out on a job.
Without any concern for the situation, Bernier just kind of leans and just goes, "No one's reacted like that yet."
It is a little odd. Yes, I will
You're
admit.
working with the cyberknights again?
That's a long and not fun story. Not sort of, not exactly.
Well, I'm not. So,
That would explain the Canis thing then.
yeah. Uh, yeah.
Um,
Um,
you mentioned a ghost march though. You guys
the
find
Atlantean woman goes, yeah. There's the King of Prussia is hiring mercenaries to kind of like clear out some areas so that the Ghost March can go unimpeded this year again. In about a week, the Ghost March is gonna make their way, and it's best if no one's in the Ghost March's way,
no,
and
of
none of the
course.
Ghost Marchers wander off.
Of yeah, wouldn't want that to happen. What the hell is the ghost march? She says in a stage whisper in character.
More importantly, where the hell is Prussia?
Ooh, yeah.
He just goes, it's about 20 miles that way.
Hey, Adelaide,
Mm-hmm.
were we in Europe and you didn't tell me?
Not as far as we're speaking American, so I presume we're in America.
That's kind of what I assumed too, but I just got told Prussia is 20 miles from here.
Yeah.
So
There's a
Travel
did
can be
it
a
lot of
little weird.
move?
Travel can be a little strange sometimes.
I don't think
sorry,
it's a European city.
I've never been to Prussia. There's a lot of cities out here. You're forgive me. I'm a little lost, but
I mean, it's not exactly huge. The king doesn't have a big area, but you know, Sumerians still claim all this. We had a run-in with them. They didn't take kindly to our firepower.
you guys had to run in with the Sumerians.
Yeah, they can be a bit tetchy. One of our people got a little, let's say, too familiar with his lip, and then got it, kind of knocked in. So, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Well, hey, listen. I mean, do you guys need any help? I mean, I don't want to presume too much, but
You got abilities with supernatural? I know you
I
do.
just
You do.
I just make a psi sword like.
Oh, how obviously are you a skeleton man right now, Hayden?
I don't think Hayden is never not obviously a skeleton man.
Good question.
So
The Atlantean nomad woman, Barlow goes, you clearly do. And you
do what?
have abilities with supernatural.
Oh, I mean, got a trick or two, I guess. Yeah.
You say that, but you are literally radiating supernatural magic.
If you say so. I never
Don't
really
worry,
looked at
honey.
myself too
Don't worry
keenly.
about it, honey. I can see these things. It's fine.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's a neat
I got
trick.
some side stalkers with me. Help keep them corralled when if any of the units start moving off the line from the march. But yeah, they're not paying a ton, but it's a good, solid, not too hard work as long as people don't get a bug in your bonnet about it. It's just a week, and then people can move right back into where they were. The march is only one way, so.
Well, I mean, we're headed that way anyway, right, guys?
Sorry, just to clarify,
Anybody-
the ghosts, we're going 20 miles to stop a bunch of ghosts, or to let a bunch of ghosts march through an abandoned area so they don't cause any problems to Germany?
I'm sorry, not Germany. Why would it be in Germany? We're in America, right?
Yeah, but last I heard, Prussia was Germany.
The work order says Prussia, so we're going to where the work order says. Also, this area is about as uninhabited as, I don't know. It's certainly like a population density underneath 100 per mile, but that doesn't mean it's empty.
You'll have to forgive my friend. He's there from
Dimensional.
Yeah, let's go with that.
A lot of that going around.
Yeah,
So
but
is
there's
there
no
a
excuse for, well, I wouldn't say ignorance, but I'm sorry, I'm getting testy. It's been a long day. of
Okay, hold up a second. I understand ignorance being a problem. It's why I'm asking questions to try and rectify the problem.
traveling. Okay.
So can
Okay.
someone
Ask me
please
a
explain
question.
to me, did Germany move to America since I
No.
last paid attention? All right, so why is it called Prussia?
So, have you ever met a man named John?
I have met several men named John.
Exactly.
Okay. Did someone name it after Prussia? Because Prussia wasn't a thing till
I-
recently. Or, well, recently where I came from, I guess.
I guess you could ask the king.
Okay.
I would like to know about where you're from, though. That does seem like a strange
know.
place.
I mean, it's Texas, so.
Oh. But a different Texas, right?
Apparently.
Well. Anyway.
Well, yeah, listen, it's cold as hell out here, and certainly moving along. Don't look at me like that. Some of us.
The window of the front of the ATV rolls down, and you see a quick flex alien. They have kind of like an elongated, pale face with big, kind of solid black eyes, and he's just like drumming on the steering wheel, like super fast. He goes, "I'm bored," and they're like, "It's been 5 minutes. Of course you're fucking bored, Eddie."
I wave at Eddie.
Eddie clearly has a bruise on the side of his face the size of a mechanical fist.
Eddie,
Yes.
then. Listen, I would love to catch up more and find out what the hell you've been up to these last couple of years.
Coming
But-
across Eddie's, like, someone just like sticks their head out of Eddie's window, and it is a attractive bald woman with very like snow white skin and has tattoos along like the side and back of her head in the shape of like of a spider, and looks out and goes, "Hey you, you're tasty," staring down at Rainier.
Just
Great.
smiles that edge, like that sharp edged smile. I've been told that
You-
before.
You get a literal sharp-edged smile as she smiles back and kind of has pointed, like filed pointed teeth.
Jesus Christ.
Says you're just sitting on the bus, like on top of it. Her
You
usual.
You do see sitting on the other bus, there is another guy who you couldn't make out at first. It took you a minute to spot him, but he is also bald with a spider tattoo on his head and pointed teeth. Roll me a common knowledge, anyone who wants to know more about these
Okay.
bald-headed
5.
spider people.
Oh man, I got.
Have any points in that fucking?
Or
Oh,
Oh
I know
wait,
I've got the
no.
base.
Yeah, I
points.
did get a 5.
Amazing.
Okay.
No shit.
I had rolled one
Alright.
before. Yeah.
We're doing
This
great.
is
We're doing
this
great.
is something that many of you. Cecile doesn't know shit because there's not many in Free Quebec. Well, there are plenty
Nope.
around Free Quebec. Hayden apparently hasn't run into any of these yet, and that's probably a good thing for Hayden. These are Mercy's run into hundreds, if not like thousands of them, because these are a pair of Psystalkers. These are people who are PPE vampires. They are mutated humans who
Hmm.
feed off of the potential psychic energy of things like magic users, demons. They hunt demons for food, and they eat about a pound of meat a week just to keep their muscle up. But otherwise, their sustenance is magic users, and the way they do it is by breaking the skin of a magical being and just absorbing all of its PPE. So if you're a spellcaster and you
Fucking
get
safe.
cut, yeah, so you're actually weirdly, they'd have to like chip your bone. But once they have like broken your outer shell, they just take literally all of your PPE. So in fights against magic users, which the coalition uses them a lot as well because the coalition hates magic users, all they got to do is hit you with a vibro knife once and all your spells are gone. They are dangerous as hell, and there are tribes of them in the Midwest that do things like fight the zytikic infection of the world and hunt literal like a pack of a family of them, clans of them, travel around hunting different types of demons that they find the tastiest. Adelaide, you were there once when someone started talking about how they're Earth's natural defense against supernatural thing, blah blah blah, some kind of genetic mutation, blah blah blah. But anyone who knows what they are knows that don't get within knife distance if you are, magic users don't want to be within a knife distance of a Psystalker.
I just lean over to Rainier and careful. They mean you're tasty, literally.
I'm aware. I didn't run over there, did I?
Fair enough.
Sorry, what are they tasting exactly?
I'll tell you when you're older.
And just Rainier just starts staring at Hayden going, could they? No, maybe. And just is completely focused trying to figure out if there's any way they could like drain you because you don't have skin.
So listen,
Yeah,
it's been
yeah.
amazing, but it's cold as hell here. Is there somewhere we should like rendezvous? This Prussia, which I assure you is in America.
Okay, I'm just saying I hadn't heard of it before, so this is new and mildly world-changing information.
Same, to be honest.
All right, yeah. We'll show you the way if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
You
be
do
right
know
behind
you're
you.
being tracked by something big, right? We haven't figured out what it is yet, but it's avoiding us and tracking you.
It's a cat.
That's Warhol, and it's a friend of ours. Don't worry about him.
Candace goes, "That's great. They do know, so that's nice." Candace starts thinking to herself.
Like I said, we
Candace
have a
is
lot to catch up on.
real uneasy. Yeah. So you get directions to over the mountains towards the edge of an area. You see an old road sign that says King of Prussia 5 miles. And another that says Valley Forge Battlefield. Like it's made of, this is a stone sign that says Valley Forge Battlefield. And you kind of skirt along the edges of that. There's a ley line running through this whole area straight down into the heart of Philadelphia. It is a powerful ley line. It is a big ley line. That's about 500 feet across, which is huge for a ley line. It's probably the most powerful ley line in this area. Well, maybe it's not 500 feet across, but it is a huge ley line
Phew.
that spreads all the way down from northeast of King of Prussia, straight down through the heart of Philadelphia. I hate this map sometimes. There we go.
Yeah, like as we kind of make
Yeah.
our way back towards our respective transport, I just let Kari know it's like, so we're gonna be taking a little detour.
Like, I'm fine with it. But
Great.
remember, we are here for the Franklin Key.
And we absolutely are, and I don't want to pull us away from that mission that we were definitely assigned to, and that we are helping you specifically accomplish.
Like, you want to
I
know
just
where they're going. Where are they marching to, and why?
see. Look, quid pro quo. Everybody's getting something they want, right? Cecile, you were curious about ghosts, right?
Sure. Yes. We, She's just sitting on top of the bus in, like, her mask and goggles, which Hayden hasn't, I don't think, seen really yet. Like...
Nope. Yeah, please
So-
describe this mask and goggles, because you glued it to your face 20 minutes ago, and I've been like, what is it?
So the
With a
the
weird
goggles
lens.
are, like, almost like aviator goggles, and they're actually, like, they're very dark colored because it's daytime, and if anything's reflecting off bright, it hurts. So she's wearing the goggles. The mask is a modified gas mask that she made that has like leather buckling and everything that makes like a fanged smile on it. It has a little
Forgot
bit of
about that.
tubing. It has some knobs on it and things, and little doohickeys here and there. That could serve a purpose, might not serve a purpose. You're not sure. These other two saw a purpose that it served.
Cool.
But like right now, she's got like the bandana on her head. Like you can't see much of Cecile in general. And she's just sitting on top of the bus, looking like a weird like Halloween decoration that got left out for too long. Just on top of the bus,
Oh.
just like, yes, ghosts. And then she kind of looks and just goes, I know we did not leave the country. I'm so confused about Prussia. She's also a little, like, geographically lost now.
Good.
Oh.
Say, where
Not
would Cecile have
because
heard of
she's from
Prussia
another
at all?
dimension. She just doesn't know where she is. Really.
Yep.
Almost.
Yeah. Which is
Um,
where Adelaide's at too. It's just like, I've never even heard of Prussia, so I know of Europe as a vague conceptualization.
You know,
I
there's
would-
Germany. Germany is a big power in Europe.
Okay.
They are fighting a constant war against gargoyles and have some of the most advanced technology still existent in the world. They
You
are
say
a continuous
gargoyles?
government from before the
Okay.
fall of the world. Before the world blew up.
Okay.
But
Adelaide,
Germany is fighting.
I'm a little concerned about how your friend reacted to everything, including you. Should we be concerned at all,
No.
or is that kind of on par for the course for you?
You have to understand the schism that happened as a result of the cyberknights that chose to go to fight with Tolkien and those who chose to stay behind. It's a lot of us weren't well received when we came back from the war. A lot of us did not leave on amazing terms. She has every reason to be wary of other cyberknights. Honestly, she's probably just shocked to hear that I might be working with them, considering how few of them like me.
But she seemed upset about you in particular, and that's what's more concerning to me. So I thought
Yeah.
you seemed to sound like friends, and then it didn't seem as friendly as I anticipated.
I have a question?
Yes.
Out of character. When we were at Castle Refuge, are there a lot of other cyberknights?
There's a good number. There's at least 3 around at any given time, and then more coming and going. It isn't fully stocked with cyberknights, but they maintain a presence at Castle Refuge,
Have
including the leader of the cyberknights, who makes an appearance every now and then, called Lord Koake.
um
Some people
had
call him Lord Coke. He says that's not how my name is pronounced. This is
Uh,
me debating against the actual Palladium lore, which says his name is Lord Coke,
Lord Coke.
Oh,
which I think is a
Um,
bad name. So it's
have we
Koake.
seen other Cyberknights react to Adelaide?
You hadn't thought about it until now. But you've never really seen Adelaide around other cyberknights.
No. You've never seen me hang out with them. You've never seen me talk to or about them, really.
You haven't been a
This
group
is
that long, but you haven't seen anyone like publicly snub her.
yeah,
Okay.
the closest really in that regard would be oh shit, I lost their name. Cecir's friend.
Ivy.
Ivy? Yes. Ivy. Ivy being like, oh shit, a cop, basically. That's usually the degree of negative response you get. Most folks are just like, oh shit, a cyber knight, dope. They're trustworthy and will help me. Or oh shit, a cop. Like those are the two ways it kind of goes.
Okay. But
This is
we haven't seen
unusual.
you interact with other Cyberknights. Okay.
No. No.
Why wouldn't they like
No.
you? You have factions?
No. Kind of. Not intentionally. Again, like I said, it was God, where to even start with this? So you have to understand that a large part of the Cyberknight Code is that we're not supposed to get involved in the political squabblings of all the various little city states and would-be nations and pop-up warlords and all of that thing. The whole point is that we move around as a force for, truth and justice and all that happy horse shit. We're just there for folks that are being harangued by the awful, vile crap that comes tumbling out of the sky in this world, and we take up our cool brain laser swords and put down the trouble. And I mean, Tolkien was a war between the CS and, well, Tolkien. Like that is two nations going to battle over a disagreement, and some of us felt that to let the coalition states continue to push and push and push further out of their borders represented a existential threat to life. Like you, and I point at Rainier, and her, and them, and her. So we saw it as a moral imperative to break with the traditions and actually get ourselves involved in a war. Um, some people didn't take that super well within the Cyber Knights.
So you're
So she's
sworn to
probably
do what's right and they got mad at you for doing what's right?
it's a matter of opinion as to whether or not what I did was right. The argument goes, once you open the door towards aligning yourselves with political factions, then you stop being a neutral party there to arbitrate problems and protect those who can't protect themselves. Now you're an army. Armies have political agendas. Armies can be wielded. Individual knights errant can't be. You have to understand, we don't usually rove around in packs. Maybe 2, maybe 3 of us at a time, and even that's unusual. Usually it's like this. It's like me and Lady Carnation. Canis. We just kind of do good. So it was weird once tens and then hundreds and hundreds of us all got together in one place and decided to fight a battle. That was new for the Cyber Knights.
You said hundreds, right? Hundreds
Yeah.
of you broke with this code to go do it.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you're going to war over, you know, people being horrible to other people, well, seems like a good enough war for me.
wouldn't we consider them something genocidal?
Extremely.
The CS
coalition
is
Oh no,
States-
that is
yeah.
100% in character.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's just, wouldn't it be considered more genocidal than just bad? I thought that those were.
Yeah.
I'm trying to understand your moral system here, but even I know that's terrible.
Yeah. And when the coalition, if you find a coalition patrol accosting a group of DBs in their village peacefully, then certainly there's nothing to stop us from standing up and standing in for those people.
So what's
But
the
we
difference
align-
between the coalition state accosting a whole place? Same thing, bigger scale.
And to be honest, you're asking me to argue the position of the people I split with. I didn't feel there was any difference there. That's why I went to go join the siege at Tolkien. That's why I allied myself with them. That's why hundreds of my fellow knights came along with me, Canis included. A lot of us didn't come home, and a lot of it was ugly and it was bad, and there was a lot of confusion and hurt feelings over it. It's again, the best way I know how to explain it is that it's not that we were just going there, or they didn't perceive it as us simply going there to right or wrong. It was us aligning ourselves with the politics of the people at Tolkien. And to be perfectly honest with you, after the events of the Sorcerer's Revenge, they may have even had a point. So
You crossed a boundary, Rainier. You've crossed a boundary. TM. It's warm here. You come across a large building that seems to have a big complex, a multi-storied center with big entrance kind of look like hangars. It says King of Prussia, and someone has put up an apostrophe S. King of Prussia's, or an S, yeah, apostrophe S mall. He said, well, the radio comes over the radio. This is the court of the king.
Rainier looks mildly offended. I think it's because it was while we've been warm in the Velocipede, there has been a pleasant feel of the cold against the glass that they've just been kind of leaning against as they talk, and then they just sour for a moment. Just and look out the window. Has the sleet stopped?
There is no snow here. There is a very clear line where snow is falling. You crossed some sort of magical boundary. You might have, Hayden, you might have felt that a kind of magical boundary has been crossed, but no one
feel
felt
like-
it like Rainier did.
I feel like I might have noticed when the sleet stopped bouncing around in my eyeballs suddenly and unexpectedly.
As the velocipede pulls up, what look to be two trees that are soldiers come over to the velocipede. They have arms and legs, but the tops are like trees.
So like a weird ent? Is that where we're at?
It's like a smaller treant.
Huh.
Like a human-sized treant, yeah. Or human-sized ant. And one of them goes, "Declare yourself." It is pointing at the middle of the bus.
oh, thank God. Visibly relieved to be out of the conversation she was just in, I open up the door. Hi, we're here about the ghosts.
They do not face you.
Over here.
Do I know do I get the sense they're talking to me?
Yes, they are demanding a presentation of yourself.
Just kind of gets up. Kind of like does that like rubber face thing to like just shake off the sour look, and it's just like they're talking to me. And just kind of slips past Adelaide and sticks their head out of the bus and just, I'm here serving Lady Adelaide.
You acknowledge the treaties?
Of course.
You
I
will
cleanse it.
abide by the laws?
Yes.
You are accepted and protected in this place.
Just kind of like gives a little bow and then slips back into the bus and just goes, we should be
Those are-
fine now.
Yeah, those are words you have said. Like in that exact, not cadence, but those exact words.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know exactly what it means.
All right,
This is not a
where's McAnally's
mystery.
pub? Like,
Rainier just went, oh, there is an exchange that needs to be made. Hello, yes, let's make this exchange. Yes, okay, goodbye. And then just goes back in the bus.
And, then someone comes, hi, hello,
Hello.
hi. I'm, the alderman. Most people just call me Scott. Hello, hi, everyone.
Hi, Scott.
Uh, sorry about them. They have a very specific purpose, and ooh, hi. Looking at Rainier, goes, oh, hi. Oh, you seem to be okay. That's all sorted. Anyway, please, there is a theater. It's an old. It says Regal Cinema. I don't know. I don't think there is a Regal Cinema at that mall, but one has been placed there because the king willed it to be.
Good.
And there is a large like theater area with like movie theater seating. And they go, so we're gonna do an orientation for the mercenaries to let you all know what's gonna happen. We've got a couple of pubs in the building. Do stay away from the king's throne, and if you wish to do any shopping, you're more than welcome. Any of the stores that are still open. But yeah, so please enter through the door that says it doesn't say Sears anymore. There's not a Sears there. I'm trying to remember. There is the one that says JC Penney's. Going through the pennies.
did
Pennies.
you say there was a pub?
Oh, a couple of them. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic! I've been wanting to try drinking again. Everyone else in the place I came from just shot at me.
Never
Was
mind.
that because of what you look like, or are you just very unpleasant? Because you don't seem unpleasant.
Oh, I assume it's what I look like. I mean, I had money. I was gonna pay them.
This is
Oh,
just
what do you
like
use
a
for
tall
money
white guy
around
with kind of
here?
here. We're all part of the universal credits system on this world. But
Okay, that might be an issue.
we also have we trade in gold, coin of many kinds, with I like to say the best rates in the area because they're the only rates.
You know, I like that joke. And he sort of like Hayden starts like digging around in the two pockets of the like the long overcoat and goes, "Well, I've got," and pulls out a handful of coin. It's like 3 pennies, 4 dimes, a quarter, and a nickel. Like, so
Goes,
I got
this is a
this.
Dave and Buster's token. This is actually worth the most here.
Oh.
Okay, so hold on to that one. The rest of that we'll treat as normal currency, but I don't think there was ever a President Gelstone.
Maybe? I don't know.
We'll weigh it for metallic value. Don't worry.
Yeah.
All right. Well, please come on in.
Yeah. No,
As you come
absolutely.
into what used to be a mall, you see a couple other mercenary, like the other mercenary group has pulled up. Coming out of their van are people you didn't see. The second Psy Stalker comes out, and a guy that just kind of has like a puffy kind of afro looking, like he looks a little bit like a young mustacheless Bob Ross, and his hair is just like super puffy. And he seems kind of like a little stressed. The last one to get out of the thing is actually Canis, and then Fast Eddie jumps out because he locks. There's a beep beep as Fast Eddie locks the Big Boss ATV behind him.
APC has keyless entry. Very good. Thanks, Riffs.
The group of you are shown to this theater. It's movie style theater seating. There is in fact still a popcorn vendor there. Prices are reasonable if you want to get snacks for the presentation.
I'd absolutely buy some popcorn. It's like cut ahead of Cecile, just to buy some popcorn and turn and just thrust it into her hands.
Oh.
Trust me on this one.
It's coated with chemical butter.
This is the best butter.
And it is tub-sized, and that's the small. But yeah, this is a fully stocked concession stand, many of which are not exactly fresh. But there are also, you can buy some fudge there. You can buy some other things, some fancy stuff.
Fudge, please.
There is fudge from a fudge shop in Dwemer. I forget the name of the fudge shop all of a sudden. But yeah, the corn is real corn. It is genuine corn that has been prepared for popping corn. This was corn a year ago.
Oh.
I think that's a reasonable timeline. I don't know.
Much
No,
more
yeah.
reasonable than anything else she's eaten in the last, like, however long.
Again, the current things we've had are sewer garbage and a Tom Clancy novel. So, like,
Yeah, you ate a book. Like, this is why it's like, here, have some popcorn. If you haven't had it before, it'll blow your fucking mind. And if you had, treats on me. I
There's-
definitely don't have an ulterior motive to make sure that she keeps her hands to her fucking self.
There's definitely like when the tub gets shoved in her arm, she wasn't actually paying attention to where she was going, because if she could see the ent at all, she's still staring at it.
The walking tree.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
the sentient walking tree.
In that case, like, yeah, I shove the popcorn in. Don't ask questions. Enjoy the popcorn.
It's just,
Like,
the tree was
head this way.
talking.
It sure was.
You can never
I
visit
didn't
if
know
that's
they
gonna
could
weird
do
you
that.
out.
Listen, I climb trees to get good vantage point. Now I'm going to wonder every time I climb a tree
No, it's
whether I am climbing a living sentient being.
No, it's not. They like plants.
They who?
So much that they procreated with them, apparently? That's a joke to break the tension.
Have you
I
noticed
was trying
how
to work
warm
out
it
how
is here?
plants.
It's not.
Uh,
There's no snow. The snow stopped.
Yeah, I noticed that. Cool trick.
I admit it's odd, but it's also kind of nice. I don't particularly care for being sleeted on, so
I get the feeling you're dancing around something.
I'm assuming that because I was made to agree to shit that there's some summer court presence here.
Oh, there is summer court presence if you know to look for it. You do occasionally see a person with just like leafy hair. There isn't seem a lot. It doesn't seem heavy, but there's a couple of people, and those trees seem to like those trees. Every now and then you see a pot in the middle of like the mall pathways. This is a 4-story mall at this point because the future. Made out of mega damage materials. A big atrium. There are vines stretching across a lot of the atrium and between the levels sometimes. There's birds, there's animals around. It's a little muggy in here, but it's kind of nice. Unless, you're a raccoon person swaddled in mercenary gear. Then you're gonna get a little hot.
oh yeah.
The entire place feels a little more natural. Most of the stores have like an ivy along between the stores, like ivy going up the wall. But you do occasionally see about 4 of those giant planters where one of those trees could be, and later you see another one with one of those trees in it.
The summer presence here.
That's warm and delightful.
That's why they made me promise at the door.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, should we be worried?
No, there's rules.
I meant about you.
No.
Have I ever run
There-
into this?
Oh.
Some face shit.
Yeah.
Roll in a cult.
Okay, I will.
Don't
That's a 4 on the
take
nose.
strange cupcakes off the ground. You should probably watch Sasir. But they're probably
Everything
going to
has a
behave
price tag here.
themselves. What?
Everything. It is a mall for all intents and purposes, and no one is handing out free samples.
Yeah, it's just that's but just like a joke. It's just you should probably watch Sasir. But no, it's there's laws.
Sasir's mask is
Rules.
on. She can't even eat right now. She's just kind of.
Just doing this going. Just put.
Well, no, I'll explain that. But there is a she kind of flicks like this little thing on the side of her mask, and where like the very tip of the nose would be, they kind of form little holes,
There is an Auntie Anne's pretzels here.
so she can smell
Holy shit.
now. There's an Auntie Anne's, oh no.
Yeah, it's fine. It's just unpleasant. Don't worry about it.
Scott comes around. Okay, so if we could all just go into the theater for the briefing. Your
Of
show is
course.
about to start. Our featured presentation.
A show?
Sasir like looks at the tub of popcorn and goes, merci, Adelaide, for just. She's looking at the snack counter and her like tail is like twitching like fucking crazy. Like trying to control herself, like to be good, because now she has 18 concerns.
Oh, buddy.
Also,
Eric.
she's hot right now. It is not nice.
All right, you are ushered into the theater. There's no one there to take your tickets, but it is very much a stadium-style modern theater. There's only like 6 people in there. It being, or is that 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 people in there. The entire BTS group, the Beyond the Supernatural Mercenaries. As Sasir comes back, quick flex, Eddie goes, "Hey, I like your tail."
Thank you. Merci. She's just like kind of trying to like get it to control itself, but it's not gonna because there's food.
Yeah. Eddie is flicking a switchblade back and forth in his hands as a fidget. The one who sits down, the one with the big kind of puffy hair, sits down and like touches a railing, and there's a shock of sparks. He goes, sorry, I didn't mean to. I'll just okay.
Love zappers.
Mm-hmm.
As
Protect
you
the popcorn.
as your group sits down, one of the Psy Stalkers, or the female Psy Stalker, just like slinks back a row to be like right next to Rainier. Now for our featured presentation. The lights go dark, and there's the sound of a tape flickering up.
Ooh, goggles up.
There is a presentation that says, "The King's products, information for recurring mercenaries and new. This year, the Ghost March. What you need to know to stay safe."
Is this like Fallout New Vegas
Yes,
era
this is
propaganda?
old-style
Cool.
film, yeah. The Ghost March is a reenactment of undead souls that march themselves towards the city of Trenton every year around this time, from the Valley Forge battlefield, where many of them were stationed and several died of illness.
Even here, New Jersey is a pain in the ass.
In American history, General George Washington, who later became the first president, marched his troops across the state of Pennsylvania to defeat some mercenaries in Trenton. They still reenact this march to this day. It is dangerous to be in their way, or to let them know you spotted them. If they believe they've been spotted, they will try to hunt you down and prevent you from telling the Hessian mercenaries, who are no longer there. These are simple ghosts, so do move people out of their way and keep any ghosts that wander off the path contained. Destroy them if you need to, they'll be back next year. And then there is a fanfare, and it says, this presentation has been brought to you by the King of Prussia. And there is a regal-looking grasshopper man with a crown on his head. And in that crown is flowers shaped like or gems shaped like little thorns. It seems to be about 10 feet tall.
That was my question. That's a big grasshopper. Okay.
Same.
10-foot grasshopper man with crown. Got it. Beautiful. To be specific.
By the way, the theme seems to be done in cello. The King's theme, yes. And thank you. The lights come up and Scott's there. We'll say suddenly, who moved during the darkness and no one seemed to notice, was the other Psy Stalker is suddenly sitting next to the other Psy Stalker, who is right next to Rainier. And they seem to be, like, arguing very quietly.
The plate of fudge that Rainier, or the container of fudge that Rainier bought is gone. In the 1.5-minute presentation, the pile of fudge is gone.
You're starting to feel a little funky. That fudge was a little magical.
Oh boy.
You were sold what was called ghost fudge.
What is ghost? I need to know. What is
Ghost fudge is mildly psychedelic.
Yes.
Oh, so okay, so mission accomplished. Got it.
Yeah.
Yes. Accidental drugs.
I didn't know. Oh, look, I know we're all here, but were we playing Altered Carbon and no one told me? Like,
No, Ghost Fudge is a reference to Riff's Ballad of Fates, where they went to a
Good.
fudge shop in Dwemer,
good.
which sold Ghost Fudge.
Oh, amazing. It's just, you know, Riley's got drugs again, so, you know, thought I
Drugs.
was losing it for a minute.
It's fine. If I have to stab them in the neck, so be it.
Okay, I
at
know
some-
I did that, but still.
So Sarah probably sitting next to Adelaide with her popcorn, and
Oh, it's Montgomery's Fudge Shop, by the way.
if Adelaide looks over at Cecile, the front of the mask is a little, like, the dimensions look a little different, weirdly enough.
Oh, okay.
At some point you heard that, like, that air vacuum, like, container popping noise, like when you open the lid.
Oh.
And the front of her mask is opened, like 2 little doors. And she's just shoveling popcorn in it.
Yes. Good.
Hayden got a bucket of Auntie Anne's, like, pretzel dogs.
Good.
They were eaten, and by eaten I mean they are uneaten on the floor, having passed through his completely empty body.
Did you chew them?
Oh.
They're just flat.
No, there's just like a chewed dry mess like on the ground underneath Hayden's
It
seat.
just looks like somebody
so much
stepped
worse.
on them because there's no saliva. It's just
There's
like
no saliva. It's just like someone smushed a bunch of hot dogs into little pieces and then threw them
Here's
on
a
the
question.
ground.
Does Hayden wear pants? Does Hayden wear pants?
I mean, yeah, but when Hayden stands up, they're just gonna fall out of the
Yeah.
trouser pant legs because it's dry food.
Do I want to
This
make
is
this
so good.
worse? I can make this worse.
Yes, go ahead. Please eat the floor of Hayden's remains.
Well, I do have a singular question
ABC
for,
cheese.
for Cecile, because if you're sitting down next to me with a bucket of popcorn, at some point my hand did absentmindedly go for the bucket of popcorn to get some popcorn for myself. What happened to my hand?
You might have, like, heard a weird noise. Where there's just, like, that, like, chittery, like noise that just happens,
It's
but
a mess.
nothing happens to your hand.
Okay. There's sort of like a right. Yes.
So there's, like, that moment where, like, Cecile reflexively almost like ripped the tub away from you and then was like, "Oh no, it's Adelaide, it's fine," and then just continued eating.
Right, got that for her. That's a gift for her. That's not for me to eat. Let's just let that happen.
And then she offers you popcorn. She actually tries to put it in your mouth for you. Just
What the hell? Thank you.
shove.
That's at the end of the presentation. Candace gets up and turns around and sees that happen. Just goes, "You two dating, hooking? There's no sign language for hooking up."
Bad pipe. Bad pipe. Oh.
Adelaide.
Yeah.
And Vernier's just kind of drifting your direction, like leaning slowly your direction. Just goes, "What's the punishment?" And just
The woman leans over in the same way and goes, "Never without asking."
Just my hand just goes onto your face and just pushes you back.
And the woman goes, "Hi, I'm Gabriella,
Oh no.
and I'll always ask first."
that's appreciated.
That's
Just-
my brother
and it's-
Mateo. He's no fun.
Just staring
scowls.
at her. They're bald. Both of them are bald, right?
Completely hairless.
Yeah, just
Alopecia.
staring at the the slight shine coming off of her head, and she's like, "Okay."
With
And
like the
Arlo's
sound
like,
of
"Come on, you
shifting
two."
food. And just like, so if you eat somebody, are they good again afterwards? Or like, is it like a permanent thing or is it like a temporary thing?
You're directly asking Gabriella Mateo.
Yes, I am.
Gabriella's like, "Oh, well, if I let them live, they come back for more."
Oh. Because we are sitting on a ley line.
I know. It's driving me insane and I hate it, but you know.
That's fair. Yeah. But like, I mean, like,
No.
I think I'm technically a straw at that point.
No, Hayden,
You're more
no,
like
it's
a
can't.
crunchy snack.
Nobody's eating anybody tonight.
Do you smell hot dog? I
Click
smell
Click
hot
said he
dog.
goes, "Well, there go my plans."
And like, oh yeah,
Marlo just grabs him by the collar and drags him away.
Hayden unbuttons the two buttons of the shirt above the pant line and goes, "Yeah, it's just kind of." I kind of forgot about that, honestly. It just kind of settled in there.
Oh God. Oh
Just-
God.
I think I want to get
Gabriella
more
goes,
fudge.
"I'm
Nope.
suddenly a little less hungry."
Yep, nope, I opened the shirt for a reason, and the reason is currently happening.
Like as if it's another snack bucket.
Nope.
Cesare just reaches in
Oh, okay.
to Hayden and grabs like the just kind of cut up hot dog. Now it's just smaller sizes.
Yep.
It just
Hey. Whoa! What did I?
eats.
We talked. No, stop. I like, go to try to keep your hand, like grab your
with
hand, like no.
this
We
act
talked
of comedy-
about going inside of our friends without asking.
It's just fence meat. What
I
is the
think
problem?
that was permission.
And with this act of comedy, that's where we will go ahead and take our break.
Thank
I
you for
run
the
a
pants
serious
meat.
dark game in this grim dark future.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Damn it.
No, my games are always this silly. I love
I was gonna say, I've played in games with you. Hold up. Like,
it.
I was like, I don't want to hear it. I was in Blood, Dirt, and Chrome. I remember the Zune.
I forgot about the Zune, but yeah, I gave them a
I will
Zune
never
fully
forget about
loaded,
the Zune.
good.
fully loaded Zune with like 2 gigs of songs. All right.
Oh my god.
So thank you, everybody. Remember to get up, move around, shake the meat out of your no. Go ahead and use the restroom, get some hydration. We will see you soon.
Bye, everybody. We'll be back.
Hello and welcome back to Gunmetal Soul, everybody. Our group has gone to the King of Prussia Mall to help the King of Prussia by corralling the ghosts of George Washington's army as they march towards Trenton.
I just had a stroke.
Yep. That's...
Welcome to Rifts. It's a weird world, where a lot of things have happened.
Are they like old? Like they died of old age and they're still doing this?
These ghosts are ghosts of men who were in the Continental Army who died at Valley Forge and didn't died of disease or wounds or froze to death at Valley Forge and didn't get to make the original march.
Okay. Okay.
And
cool.
there were many of those. I'm sure I could look up exact numbers, but it's more fun to say there's a lot.
Somewhere between one and many.
GMing, folks.
Yeah. So, you've got time today. Tomorrow morning is when the march begins. And it does take a full day to do this as the march towards Trenton. Which is a bit out of your way. But you're getting paid for this, and
Does the ley line follow to Trenton?
no,
Okay.
the ley line does not go the way you're going. You do notice there is a place here, Hayden, where there is a store that sells wizard adjacent gear. And there is kind of a room, like a wall that says, and a door that says teleportation circle outbound only, 15 or 300 credits.
Hayden is poor, but we'll go in to inquire about where the teleportation circle goes to.
There's a guy there who's just like he's a teen, but he is wearing like blue robes, and he's like, it goes where you said it to. It's silver, bound in the floor with some of the marks of power around it. I'm still learning those. Yeah.
Can I take a look at it and see how it's made instead of listening?
That'll cost you 20 credits.
To look?
Yeah. Soon if my master saw that I was just giving away knowledge.
No, I get that. That's reasonable. Do I have 20? And we'll roll wealth die for this?
Your wealth die is a D4, isn't it?
It is.
Yep.
Yep.
So
I think
roll wealth die with your wild die.
Cool.
That is a 4. You happen to have enough. Why didn't it actually roll again? Because it's a 4, you should roll it again. Wealth dies, I guess.
Wealth die doesn't explode, right?
Yeah, wealth die doesn't explode.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Cool.
You happen to scrounge up enough credits.
Yeah, it's like coins and like just a collection of odds and ends. Are like, this is like 20 credits.
That'll do. You go in. You see the entire room is done in a style of art you would only consider Keith Harington-esque. But it's a circular room, and set into the floor is a literal, like, it is flush with the floor, as though the floor were created around the ring of silver, and then given a glossy coating of, like, an MDC material. This is a circle that can be used to teleport or to summon. The runes around it, as you look through the Keith Harington painting of the figures, like the round kind of like stick. They're not stick figures. They're kind of like warning sign figures. If you've ever seen a Keith Harington thing.
Yeah.
Keith Haring, incidentally.
Keith Haring. I'm sorry. Keith Harington. They are occasionally. Some of them are pieces of arcane symbols of power, which have. There's actually a whole diagram of symbols of power in the Rifts world. It's actually from Palladium, but they're all the same here as well. With, I think I isolated, and I'll send it to you pretty soon, just, for checking it out reasons. But there are symbols like this is the mark of power, which is named after a grand dragon god. There's the like symbols of arcane protection here. There is symbols in this room that prevent specifically demons, spirits, and trying to think what else they celestials, even divine powers, from leaving this room.
Huh. Pretty decent work, I think.
Yeah, it seems to be the hand of an old master, like someone who's been doing this a long time and is creative.
Cool. Hayden, with his mostly instinctual and not at all academical knowledge of any of this, was like, "Oh, this looks like good work, I think." I can't
Yeah.
say much about the style, though.
Hmm.
Well, turns back around, walks back out, and goes,
You see the kid sketching in a sketchbook.
"Oh, you know what? Sorry, I left something inside. Do you mind if I just pop back in?"
As long as you don't try to activate it, I haven't set off. I haven't removed the what did he call it? Immolation barrier.
No, I'm not going to try to use the circle. That's you pay money for that.
Yeah.
I understand transactions, and Hayden walks back inside. But it is close to a ley line.
You're basically on a ley line right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Hayden is going to use the quiet time of being in a room that nobody else is in to draw a bunch of power from the ley line and then store it for later.
Okay. There is a max amount on that, I believe.
There is.
I don't remember all the ley line shit.
Neither do I, so we'll learn it together.
You'll learn it, and I'll keep going.
Yep. Yeah, you go.
All right.
You can tell they're a GM, folks, because they're looking something up and immediately went to sing-song GM voice to cover for the fact that I'm looking for something.
Hmm.
If I
Is there
entertain
any-
you enough, you won't notice.
So the rest of the BTS mercenaries are there. The mall is pretty empty. There's a couple of people around. There's not a ton of shoppers. A lot of people seem to either work there or, a lot of the stores are closed. But there's the occasional thing that sells food. It seems a lot of fresh farm materials are brought here and processed. Like somewhere there is a water fountain that has been turned into a grain mill. Excuse me. And there's magic around. There's no techno wizard shop. Candace is kind of bored. Just like at a Walden Books. But if you want to talk to anyone or track anyone down and talk to them, you can. Now might be the time before tomorrow when things get actiony.
Curious what state our good friend Rainier is in after the informative video. Given their fudgely indulgence. And I need to figure out if I need to make sure that they don't have a bad trip.
It was. I would say it was
Those fudge is super
mildly
mild. It's
psychedelic,
not-
but they did eat a lot of it.
Yeah. It's like you had too many pop brownies. essentially.
Oh no. Oh. They're not discreet. And they're just probably following you. Because especially now it's like no clue what to do. Absolutely none. Zero. Just following you around and sees someone walk by that to them is very, very clearly Faye. And just kind of like snort laughs. And then like coughs, be like, the ley line is wild.
Uh-huh. It's underneath us or around us, or I'll admit I don't really know how it works. You gonna be okay, buddy?
Just tilts their head and looks at you and just like, yeah. Why?
Hi.
No, why?
Oh, why? Why? That's a fine question. You're gonna have to ask someone a little more magically inclined. I'd point you towards our skeletal friend, but it appears that they have absconded with their pants meat. So, afraid I can't tell you. I mostly just know what the War Masters taught me when I was,
Adelaide,
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think they have pants meat.
I ate all of it.
No, there you are. Hi, yes, no, that's what I was about to say. Is Cecile probably got to most of it with the. They're very good with her hands.
And pants meat, apparently.
Okay, we're
That's
just gonna
good
make
to
sure.
know.
Sasira's like, she's standing, but she's kind of doing this a little bit, and like, kind of swaying a little bit, and looks at Rainier and goes, "Is it hot in here for you, too?
Yes, I'm dying. It's very hot.
Can someone? Does anyone control the heat in here? Is they
Just
turn it down?"
scrunch it. Like, everything's been settled until this point. Just kind of like scrunches and like, they like it this way. It's oppressive. But it's fine. I'm better. It'll be fine. Just rolls up the sleeves.
Is this they that you keep saying the same ones that give the sentience to the tree?
Yes, summer.
Summer. Summer? Is that the name?
Well, I'm winter. Summer.
Oh. Do they make
They-
like leaf and stick weapons out of magic? Like you do ice?
I have to
I
get one
look
of them. Hold
around
on.
like-
It's just like I have to say that to one of them and like starts to wander away to go find.
Well,
An
You
arm
just call
shoots
them
out.
Hex, and Rainier is like, they need to hear this.
No. Grabbing the shirt, like, nope, no. It's, you can keep telling. You have a lot to fill in our good Sincere here. You and Sincere have a lot to talk about this whole situation of which you are keenly acquainted. Sincere is very, very curious. Hey, you know what? I had just amazing idea. Total brainwave here. What about you guys head back to the Velocipede, which has air conditioning, and you could take your mask off, and you could take your shirt off, or whatever it is you need to do right now. Turn the cold air on. Maybe stick your heads inside the refrigerator, huh? Doesn't that sound nice?
I would be fine with taking clothes off right now. I'm fucking.
Suddenly,
Nothing.
the air in this place feels a touch warmer as the sound. It starts to sound like a Zales commercial. A deep cello begins playing Vivaldi's Presto from Summer, which is a song you might recognize from, like, jewelry commercials. And it radiates throughout the entire place. It's coming from the center part of this mall. And everyone seems to like stop and just look towards the middle. Do you all head to see what's happening? Or at least look over, you could, yeah. Or are you running from the music?
I am certainly curious.
If you go that way, Rainier will begrudgingly follow.
Alright. So you start heading in that direction. It's not like magically drawing you, but it is a spectacle happening in a building you're in. And you see a 10-foot tall grasshopper person with a crown on their head and a long cape and a cello held as a violin, who is playing Vivaldi's Presto. Presto for Summer from Vivaldi's Four Seasons. And it is a beautiful performance by the King of Prussia. He is sitting on a throne of gold and red velvet It's a little small for him, but it is a large throne, and around it are things carved into the throne seem to be like reindeer and Christmas trees. It's a Santa throne in the middle of the mall. It's in front of Nordstrom's in the King of Prussia Mall, by the way. And that is the king's performance pedestal. As the king finishes the movement, puts it down, and dramatically flourishes. The bow scraping the bow scraping the ground. Everyone in the mall claps. The king gets up from the Santa chair and starts making their way back into the Nordstrom's, where you see more of the tree guards.
Man, that guy's great.
I'm just gonna straight out ask, are they Fae related?
When you see them, they are not Faeborn. They are not a magical being by nature. This is pact magic. They are not a Fae creature. They are, in fact, a mutated humanoid. Were I to build them in the Palladium system, I would use the TMNT rules.
Huh. All of which is lost on Adelaide, who's just like, cello good.
10-foot bug man played cello great.
He played cello so good. Good play on the cello. I like cello play.
Wait, they hear that?
What do you mean? He's the king.
Oh, no. He's not one of them. One of us, one of them.
Anytime you want to start speaking American, but you are also tripping balls right now.
Kind of like her, and just points to Cecile.
The
What is
least
that
magical
supposed to
person
mean?
you've ever known.
Yep. That's me. Meanwhile, she's like, what is that supposed to mean? Is it hotter in here? Game Boss, I have a question. I have a particular hindrance.
Mm-hmm.
How long before that affects me in this environment?
It is making you uncomfortable.
Okay.
I'm not going to make you make fatigue checks
Okay.
if you get out of here before another hour passes.
Okay.
Not engaging in any like heavy activity right now.
You're not jogging the mall.
Okay. I wasn't 100% sure how it worked, or if it was just like I'm bundled up in a hot place and it's just
I
not
love that
going
you're
well.
RPing it. That's 90% of what it's there for.
Okay.
So I love it.
Okay.
If I had made anyone spend bennies, I would give you one, but you have so many.
Are you sure we can't have more? No, just that. No, he's like her, not like them. I thought maybe he was like them, and that's why they were here, but he's not.
You
That
mean
was a giant bug. I am not a giant bug.
No, but
no.
you're Che.
In a
It's not
very,
exact-
very low
Not
voice,
exactly.
I
Yeah.
sidle up and just. I think what they're trying to say is that the king is a mutant in the same way that you are.
I mean, I don't know if it was made in the same way, but yeah,
Not
he was
like
human or
you.
came from human something. I really would have expected him. Why are they here?
Why are you here? Why is anybody here?
Oh, they have like a presence here. I mean, it's small, but just looks at this here and goes, "You want to go sit in the air conditioning?"
We. Very much so.
Okay, we can go sit in the air conditioning, and just puts an arm around Cecile and starts guiding her back and goes, We can get fudge on the way if you want.
Ooh. Does fudge go with? It doesn't matter. I'll try it anyway. She's just looking at the leftover popcorn in the tub.
The tub is scraped to the bottom with its thin layer of greasy goodness.
She's peeling up the bottom of the tub and eating that because it has
Butter-soaked
butter
paper.
on it.
Yeah, no, buddy.
Yeah. The two
As-
of us uncomfortable in heat fuckers. I don't have a hindrance from that, but I'm yes. It's
Totally
just-
reasonable.
It's not specifically spelled out, but it is specifically spelled out. Well, we will walk back to the. Is Kyrie still in the bus?
Yeah, Kyrie doesn't want to get out of the bus here. She doesn't love it.
Okay. Cool.
Fair.
Then we will wander back to the bus. Go hang out with our friend.
There's
She has a million questions about the Ghost March.
Oh, she's gonna get the best answers.
All right. So,
this ghosts. They do a much.
as you send the rest of your group away, you hear a gentle cough from behind you, Adelaide. Excuse me, miss.
I turn around.
It's Barlow.
Oh, okay. Oh, Scarton, right?
You can call me Barlow. People make my name weird, but thank you.
No,
May I
fair
call
enough.
may I call you Adelaide?
Please, that's what I go by these days. You seem concerned, and that's
I am
worrisome.
concerned, and it's hard to explain. Now, Canis is new to our group, and I ain't the type to wonder about someone's past trouble till it's in my face. It don't seem like you're that past trouble,
No.
but I feel like you might. Maybe you got an insight into it. It's hard to ask someone, "Oh, what's your trauma?" That's kind of rude. It's also rude to gossip about it behind someone else's back. I realize that.
Yeah, I don't know that it's entirely my place to rat out a fellow. I kind of pause for a minute. Is she still a cyberknight?
No.
I guess I should be more specific there. It's not like you can take the Psy sword out of her hands. It's kind of there until she's dead, but you know what I mean, like the code. And
I've heard that code. It's a little outdated at best,
yeah, it has
and
its issues.
I don't exactly follow it myself. But I don't think Candace is all that fond of it either.
Uh you're clearly an Atlantean. I don't know how long you've been here on Earth,
50
but
years or so.
okay,
On
you
and off.
are probably aware of the trouble that they had between the coalition states and Tolkien then.
Yeah, I heard about it when I got back.
Yeah, okay,
I was at
so
center during that, but
yeah, some real nasty stuff went down during that, not least of which during the Sorcerer's Revenge. A lot of really good people died, a lot of really horrific, undeserved deaths at the hands of a lot of demons, and that was after we kind of got a little disillusioned with the thing we'd sworn our entire lives to uphold, defend, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Oaths, that kind of
you
thing.
don't need to.
Um,
I ain't blaming you on or pressing you on anything. I just want
my
to know.
point is just that nobody came out of that thing intact, and it looks like Lady Carnation came out even less intact than some of the rest of us, perhaps.
And listen, she's worried about you being Legion. Apparently, she had a run-in with some Legion folks. Didn't care for them. They didn't care for her. Left on bad terms.
Oh.
Is that going to be a problem with us?
That is fair. I did cut off like that one guy's head. Sorry.
Well, he kind of deserved it, and she was kind of glad you did it in the end. But
Oops,
it's
sorry.
gonna
Channeling a robot there for a second. Excuse me. Anyway.
It was a big gun involved, if I remember correctly.
So really big gun was involved. Sorry, channeling another
famous
guy
thing.
again.
Yeah.
Anyway. Oh, right. Did you, hey, it's okay. Listen, I've made it this far, steering clear of other cyberknights anyway. Right? What's one more? If she's got any concerns about me,
I think she's just a little afraid you'll go and report her in.
to whom? For what reason?
Big silver.
What am I gonna
demon.
do? Is go in as the prodigal daughter of the cyberknights and go, hey, I found another one of us, and we both suck. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna tell them that they don't already think about me.
Good to hear. But I don't know if she'll believe it coming from me.
Well, to be honest, I wanted to go find her anyway, though not for this reason. I was hoping to catch up. She was a good friend once. Or close, I mean, but not like that. But war does things to people.
Yeah. Lord knows I've seen enough of them.
So if you could just point me in her direction, I'll
There's a seafood place there whose name I forget. I think it's just like seafood. I'm not gonna look up the mall, but it is that place. And it does actually have some fish, but it doesn't have any seafood. No, it would actually have a little bit
Wait,
of
Are you talking like legal?
fish. Legal seafood. Yes,
Oh
there is a
my
store
God.
called Legal Seafood there, which I always think is just like as opposed to what?
Yeah, wait, what the
Um,
hell?
Jesus Christ. Okay, wow.
Is it really good?
No, it's just it's like a mildly upper middle class chain.
Yeah, it seems like we're legal seafood. Like, okay, go back to Whole Foods.
We definitely don't have them down here. That's weird as hell.
Yeah. But there is a legal seafood here that is also a bar. She is in there, and the rest of the group is in there, and she's not with the rest of the group. They're in the same place. Some of them are at her table. The twins are definitely like bickering back and forth. The zapper is occasionally bumping into the lizard folk and like shocking it, and the lizard folk just kind of looks over at it. It's taken the helmet off, and it is just a full-on lizard man. This is a lizard man mage.
I was gonna say a lizard man or specifically a grackletooth.
A lizard man.
Ooh, okay.
Like a D&D style. Like you would paint one for Warhammer. Lizard man.
Okay. I dig that.
Quick Flex Eddie is there acting like he's hustling pool. But it looks like he's about to get his head like punched in by some of the locals as he keeps like being kind of a jackass.
As I like start to walk in there, I pause for just a quick second and turn on my radio and say, "Hey, Cecile?"
Oh,
No,
it's
that's
in
what was over the radio.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Which
When she responds, you hear like a light, like, whirr, because her head's in the fridge.
Apparently the fridge is open. Yeah.
And it's just, can I help you?
yeah, could you just? What am I hearing?
Is the refrigerator? It is
Poor
cooling me
child.
down.
Shakes it off. Yeah, if you could just know, let Kari know I'm gonna be a little late coming back.
Why?
I just gotta take care of something. And I pull the radio out of my ear.
It's you, Sir Adelaide?
Click.
Adelaide!
Yeah.
Uh,
The radio goes.
uh,
We continue to stay focused on Adelaide.
And I move up next to and sit down next to Canis.
Candace is sitting there with an empty whiskey glass. You do remember that whiskey was her father's drink, not hers. Her father died
Got it.
early in the war or before, I forget. But
Okay.
I think early in the war.
Not a lot of answers at the bottom of one of those, you know.
The fuck does that mean?
I don't know. It was one of those things that I would hear people say at the
Jesus, your
training
pickup
camps.
lines have gotten worse.
Wow. Okay, first of all, I seem to recall having a lot more game than you did. Thank you very much. And two, your demeanor's gotten a lot worse than I remember. Hi, Lady Carnation. Good to see you too.
Don't
It's
call me
me.
that,
Sorry.
please.
Sorry. Canis, right?
Canis. It's who I was before the Cyberknights, even though that's what my dad named me.
Yeah, you've you've been back to any of the refuges since? Refuges. Not what I meant to say, but like the
Yeah.
enclaves, the Cyberknight enclave is what I was looking for.
Why
There.
the fuck would I go back to one of those places?
I don't know. Don't you
What?
stupid
Yearn
question, but
for
don't you miss it?
the fraternal bond between all Cyberknights that we all share and standing up for justice and never doing wrong and knowing that we're the light in the world and all that hoorah bullshit?
I mean, oh, so you do still remember the oaths then. That's good.
Much as I
I'd
try to
ask
forget.
I'd ask what the hell happened to you, but Jesus. I mean,
Things got worse after the war.
you're still here. Still in one piece.
Am I? I'm
Like,
still
like
here. I'm here. Everything else is debatable.
is she at the bar or at a table?
She's at the bar.
I wave over towards the bartender and without really saying anything, I sort of point at the glass and then just hold up two fingers.
Bartender nods.
Yeah.
Goes to find some locally brewed whiskey.
I'm
Or, I don't know.
yeah.
Snobs can be. Whiskey only comes from whatever.
No, you're thinking of bourbon. Bourbon only comes from Kentucky. Whiskey comes from where the fuck you make it.
Gotcha.
She says as a snooty bourbon drinker who thinks other snooty bourbon drinkers are just the worst. Uh, s- uh sorry, I should start over. I didn't mean to come here to preach, and I definitely wasn't looking to start a fight. It's just that you're the first friendly face I've seen since yeah. Um
So,
only friendly face I've seen inside of the order, god damn it. See you
the
over there,
only,
Sasir.
the only friendly face, huh? Take it they're not thrilled you're still palling around?
When have you known those stodgy old bastards to be thrilled about anything except serving the greater good, as they define it? You know, you're pretty prickly for someone who I fought alongside, if you'll recall. I was there for the Sorcerer's Revenge. I saw my share of shit.
I
Thank you
know,
very
we both
much.
did, but like I said, that was bad, but it got worse. I was with a guy, and he was all up in my head in a figurative sense, and I just couldn't save him from himself.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I shouldn't have let him convince me to try.
Well,
And now you're with the people who killed him, and they weren't wrong.
I'm with people, which is all any of us really are. If there's one thing I've definitely learned out there, coming back from Tolkien and recognizing that my brothers and sisters weren't entirely thrilled. But if you think I'm here to drag you back kicking and screaming to Lord Koake's boot, I think you know me a little bit better than that.
Yeah,
I'm sorry about your friend and whatever happened to him,
he earned it.
and as you say, if he's the sort that trouble attracts to, then so be it. That doesn't make the sorrow hurt any more or less. So, uh,
It's like years of my life I could have been doing something less him based.
well, I'll tell you this much. There's a lot I don't know in this world. But I do know that we're both still alive. I do know that I'm glad to see you again. And I do know that whether we like it or not, as I kind of like poke at her chest a bit, just like book book up here,
Yeah.
that down in there still beats the heart of somebody who gives a shit about other people and still wants to be doing the right thing. So, I
What
scoop
makes
the
you think
glasses.
that?
I'm a good judge of character.
I'm not here to do the right thing. I gave up on the right thing long ago.
Maybe you're just not here to do the right thing yet. Maybe you just need somebody to remind you. Hey,
Okay.
what was her father was also a cyberknight, right? So
Yeah.
what was his name?
Oh, blanket on it, but started with an R. Lord Rye. R-E-I,
Lord Rye.
I think.
Lord Rye.
I think so.
So I pick up to the glass. To Lord Rye.
Cheap tactic. You're deflecting.
What can I say? I was always better with a shield than you were. Look, I got people I got to get back to. I can't stay here over long. I'm pretty sure one of them is going to try to eat the other's head at some point, and I couldn't tell you between the three of them which it's going to be. So, we're going to work together on this. And do a thing.
Glad you're alive. Glad you're doing something. And if it's what you think is right, good. Enjoy.
I clap her on the shoulder. See? It's hope for everyone. Take it easy and don't turn your back on the two shit, my brain just blanked on what they're called. Don't turn your back on the two Psy Stalkers.
Psy Stalkers are fine. It's the fucking quick flex. Tried to grab my ass once. I nearly took his hand off.
You probably okay. Well, I actually probably shouldn't take it. Well, it really depends, I guess, on how much you still adhere to the code. You probably shouldn't don't take his hand off, but do like take maybe take his hand off a little bit. I'll catch you around.
See you tomorrow. And with that, did Hayden want to do anything else? Or good? Okay.
There isn't really a way to do the thing I was trying to do mechanically, so I figured I was going to drain power points at the ley line and move on.
Yeah, you can't store them for long afterwards, I believe.
Yeah.
If I'm remembering correctly.
And if you can only use them technically to do rituals, but drain power I think just kind of lasts until it lasts, and I can do it as a ritual when I'm there. So
Gotcha. Yeah, you can use it to, like, if you were about to summon something, this would be the place you would rent to do it.
oh well.
But they would charge you.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm too poor for that, so no.
All right. There's not a ton of people around, so eventually everything chills out. There does come a knock on the bus at one point. And it's Scott again. He goes, the king would like a word if you're available, but it is not an order, he said to say.
Who's that pointed to?
Rainier. Sorry.
Oh.
Do I need to come alone? And Rainier like opens the door. The air probably like hits this guy in the face. Rainier's shirt is just open. Just like, do I need to come alone or can I bring people with me?
If you would feel safer, you may bring people with you as long as they promise to abide by the rules and of etiquette and safety.
Okay.
Your safety is guaranteed as long as you guarantee the safety. Your actions will not endanger others.
I think I can explain that to them. And of course I do. Is anybody back or is it just Cecile, Kyrie and I?
Cecile, Carrie, or yeah. Cecile, Kyrie, and Hayden can be there if he wants.
Yeah, Hayden's probably wandered back.
Do you want to
once he
go
was
meet
like,
a grasshopper?
Sure.
Okay.
Go meet the king. Go meet the king.
Just,
All right, so there's 4 people, 1 brain cell. The 1 brain cell's at the bar having an emotional talk. Let's send the other 3 to meet the king.
yes.
They have brain cells. They just use them differently.
One moment, and just closes the door and turns around, looks at Cecile, then Hayden and Kyrie, and just goes, "Want to meet the king?"
Is that the grasshopper man? Absolutely.
Okay, so anybody who comes with me, you have to understand we're agreeing to the laws, to hospitality laws. They promise you safekeeping as long as you behave like a proper guest.
Okay, so that kind of has different meanings where I'm from. What kind of meaning of guest are we going with here?
You're not allowed to hurt anybody unless they... It's pretty much unless they hurt you first. They can't even, like, pretend because they're gonna be like, it was a joke. Like, if somebody hits you, then you can defend yourself. But, like, up until that point, you can do nothing. You basically be on your best behavior. That may have different... No, that definitely has different meanings for you than it does.
Okay.
I don't want to go with you. Though Grasshopper Man does sound interesting, but I'm a coward. So yeah, generally it's don't take things. If anything is offered to you, it will be safe for you. And if you are guaranteed to come back in the same state you left for the place in. I mean, some might try to get tricksy with it, but I don't see this place being that kind of place.
There's not enough of them, and he's not technically one of them. So this is probably one of the safer situations.
They
Thank
they
you
say
for
don't
explaining
take
it in a
things.
more...
Sorry.
It's your life, so you're thinking of all the angles of it, where I've only seen it from the outside like twice.
It was a concise explanation.
When they say don't take anything, Hayden's skull just slowly pivots to look at Cesare.
Who has now had
Listen.
some ghost fudge.
Let's get high and meet the king,
Eh,
right?
If you
Oh god, that's right. You guys got fudge on the way back.
if,
Fuck.
if you take anything, I can't guarantee your safety.
Listen, okay. I have a code that I follow for stealing, okay?
Mhm.
Sometimes I borrow, sometimes I steal.
Mm-hmm.
I will do neither here.
Oh, good.
Mainly because I want to keep my tail attached to me because I think Adelaide would take it off.
If she got to you before, through them. All right, let's go. And then just buttons up the shirt and exits the bus.
Okay, I will be right there. And she, takes like part of like a little piece of fabric like off of a scarf
Mhm.
and like rips it and puts it in the sink to wet it, and then touches it to the crystal in the fridge to
It ices immediately.
to make an ice pack and shoves it like
Yeah.
in her
Smart
armor
as hell.
Yeah.
so she can at least stay a little cooler this time. And she's like, okay, it'll be fine. Whew.
As you go out, Scott's the only one there. There are no there actually is one of those tree guards, but he isn't looking at any of you. He is looking outwards as though I am protecting the people who are about to walk. I believe Ryamas has taken a moment, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
they need to AFK for reasons, and will
All
be
good.
returning to us very quickly with any
Gotcha.
luck.
So, the group of you go down, and you're brought to the doors of the mall, and uh, you go through an area which is all like it's like the entire thing has become a garden department, with the smell of loam and freshness, like fresh soil. There's a couple people tending some things. There's actually butterflies in here. It's kind of like an indoor butterfly place now. And there's an elevator or escalator that goes up that you are told to go up. And then you switch to the elevator up to 3, and at the top of that elevator is another Santa throne that has been recovered. It is a little smaller. And the Grasshopper King is sitting there. He goes, and you hear in your minds psychically, this is not like an invasive psionics. This is just like I wrote a message. I wrote a message on the outside of the window, kind of thing.
Mhm.
It says, "Hello, greetings. I am the King of Prussia. I am blessed of the summer courts. I welcome the guest from the winter court, whose name I have unfortunately not yet obtained.
This
By
it's
what
safe
may I
to
address you?"
it's safe to exchange some kind of. I
He's
assume that
asking,
there's.
by what may I address you? He's not asking for your name.
Oh shit! I
Mm.
didn't think about this.
Give me a notice check real quick.
I mean, you know your character better than I ever could, but I have always assumed that Rainier is a name you have given us, not the name you have given us.
All right, so you rolled a 4 and a 2.
Yeah.
This guy is trying. For you, this all comes very naturally. I'm not going to say he's a try hard because he is
Mhm.
succeeding.
Yeah.
But
Pretty straining.
he is putting in a lot of effort to maintain all these certain rules and laws that might not even be magically fully in place. Like
Mhm.
his word is not going to carry the same weight as even like a knight of the summer court.
Okay.
But he is definitely biding himself by these pacts and chooses to live by them. You get
Okay.
like someone who's like, oh, your lifestyle is kind of one of my ideals. It's like, ooh, yeah,
Huh.
Yeah.
great.
I'm gonna stick with. There would need to be to control by their name would probably require more than just
Yeah, this guy could
Yeah.
not control you by your
to
name.
just kind of gives like a little the slightest of bows and be like Rainier.
Renew. The pleasure is mine. Thank you for assisting us with the Ghost March. It will save many lives if they are moved carefully and corralled. In previous years, the previous King of Prussia, who I dethroned about a decade ago, would let the Ghost March just trample over people without letting them know it was coming. This was cruel. I did not care for it, so I put a stop to it.
Understandable.
And you come along on this mission through other means? This mission is not your mission.
I'm aiding I'm trying to think of the way I would put it. Like, I'm aiding the lady I've been directed to serve.
But the lady has not. The lady's interest in this is null. And you know that the and lady there were both capitalized.
Oh, as long as the lady I serve is pleased, the lady will also be pleased. So it was lowercase, uppercase.
Yeah. I am interested in what has brought someone of your stature to this world. So few of you do come here.
Just kind of incline their head again and just, debts must be repaid.
On this we certainly agree.
Vague, intentionally vague, intentionally vague. Welcome to Fae Conversations, even though they're not Fae. Or he's not Fae.
About to say.
I've been informed that you seem to like go ramrod straight. His legs make loud cricket sounds for some reason. Like his legs rub together in kind of an alarmed motion. And the sound of a 10-foot tall cricket fills this area.
Oh.
And a couple of guards come running. Human guards, not the magical ones. Come running and be like, what's... And he goes, no, please, sorry, the excitement. I have received a message for you. You are known as Rainier of the Hedges.
Yeah.
I request no payment for the service I am about to do you, and I am sorry for having to do it. The wording is thus. Tell that stupid motherfucker that our parents have died.
Ooh.
They went peacefully. I'm handling everything because who else would?
Yo.
I am now being told that I was not meant to say all those things exactly verbatim.
That Rainier looks a little taken aback, then stone-faced as they take all that in, and then the tiniest little quirk of a smile comes up and goes, I would have heard it anyway.
From slightly behind Rainier and to the left, just a phew. And that is Hayden's best attempt at a whistle.
We don't know how Hayden talks, but whistle's out of the question.
Oh, buddy.
I've decided that's where it ends.
Yeah.
The whistling skeleton is a whole other character. Oh my god, a skeleton just keeps ghost rock and cracks it in their skull. Anyway, that's a nightmare. So, is there any message you wish to return? The burden has been placed upon me by another, so you will owe nothing for it.
That is a feeling I know well.
And I would, in fact, benefit from you returning the message.
Well, I would hate to see you incur the wrath.
No wrath will be incurred.
No, I believe that's all reserved for me. Just say thanks for letting me know.
They are informed. This will help with next season's harvest. I'm appreciative of your involvement. You see, there's also fear when that is said.
Hmm. You know her then?
Indirectly before now, I have never caused her to take notice of me in the past.
She's only ever really noticed what she wanted to know. Oh,
I have
thank
no
you.
judgment on this.
Just bows a little and just says, thank you for the message. Was that what you called me for? Was that an interruption?
That was unanticipated. I merely wish to acknowledge your presence as befitting you.
I do have a question of comfort. Is there a place in this mall that is not quite so warm?
There's the icebox of legal seafood, but I believe it is full of some kind of tuna beast at the moment.
Just kind of turns to Cecile.
It just slowly turns back.
The bus then.
Um, mm. We can talk about that in a bit, along with many other things.
You and your companions may take a gift basket from the perfumes counter on your way out, with nothing due in return.
Another slight bow. Thank you for your hospitality.
There is a silence in the king that is and then the slight nod of acknowledgement, and you know that's where you now leave.
And just as soon as the nod happens, turns on their heel and starts to walk out, just assuming the others will follow.
The king looks a little shaken by that whole interaction.
Cecile definitely looks at, like, back and forth between the king and Rainier for, like, the whole time they're all leaving the room. Just trying to read the room, is having a hard time.
Scott goes, that's a little more intense than expected. But please, come on. I'll show you.
Hayden, what just happened?
No idea.
Rainier has a smile on their face. But it has the smile on their face of someone who's dealing, like, you went home for the holidays and your family refuses to acknowledge your way of life in some way, shape, or form, and you're just smiling.
The teeth
And it's
is
just
gritted
kind of
and the
like,
jaw is clenched.
take the hammer and crack it and it just fall, like, it's one of those. It's frightening.
Oh. I don't know if Hayden's known Rainier long enough to know that, but it's like, so that's bad, right? Just like the three of them walking out. Like the picture in my head is the three of them walking out kind of quietly, each like with a perfumed gift basket, and then just in the mall silently as they're in the elevator going down is just, so that was bad, right?
What just happened?
Hmm.
What did someone call you via, like, a cricket phone? I don't understand. It's like a
Yeah.
Rift's jitterbug.
Oh my god.
Oh.
A cricket wireless.
Oh,
Great.
boo.
I'm in hell.
I just set that up and was just like, come on, kick it!
Shame on both of you.
Just
Good. Very good.
feel like,
A high five in your general direction.
like, the smile kind of falters for a second. It's just, Oh, nothing, just a message from my sister.
Your sister.
Okay. Did we all hear your parents that message, or was that psychic beamed direct?
That was louder than it should have been, one assumes.
Okay,
Yay,
cool.
good. I'm glad.
Great. So Hayden, you're like, I heard from my sister. Hayden is like, okay, so I don't necessarily like to pry into people's business, but I will say this business has been thrust upon us, and I got a message from my sister. Is the kind of thing one says when they send over the latest copy of the catalog and like 5 cents. I heard your parents are dead, and that's an extra little bit above that.
Just. What was Rainier's last interaction? Oh. We might have to talk after this.
Yeah. We're wrapping up very shortly.
Yeah,
so.
and just that part is not acknowledged. There's just like a twitch, and the smile falters for a second, and they kind of turn to face you, and it's just like, don't you think that's the kind of thing you come say to someone's face? Like, oh, but she wouldn't dare, would she? No, she wouldn't bother. And then the smile just drops. And just...
I am sensing some dysfunction.
Honestly, there can be no greater dysfunction.
Okay.
I think somebody did this. I think somebody did it as a joke.
What did
what?
what?
Did what?
Just is still walking and is kind of like, this whole thing's been kind of like half mumbled, but it's definitely loud enough for you two to hear, and it's just kind of like, she's one of them.
I need details.
Okay, so
The seer explodes.
What's happening?
Just
I will put into play I will put into play Ryamas's earlier check for occult.
Convenient.
Parents was not with a capital P. They were just parents. It wasn't they've so it's there's something there. Sister kind of had a smaller capital S.
Them had a big T on it.
And that came with a B with a through a summer court intermediary.
Yep.
So clearly their sister is tied into the summer court.
Yep.
and just before anybody can say anything, just points at the closest tree guard and goes, them. And then just walks, just like starts walking faster towards the bus.
Oh. Well, shit.
I'm assuming that they do not mean that their sister is a tree.
No, do y'all... Did y'all have Romeo and Juliet wherever you were?
It's still a story that is handed around.
Sure.
Yeah.
Has Sincere heard of it?
Sincere, do you have any points in academics? Probably not, I'm guessing.
No academics. There's a couple other things that she might have stumbled on something by accident.
Did you? Okay, sorry. Did you eat Romeo and Juliet?
Roll quick untrained real quick.
Are you guys keeping up, by the way? I just
I
need
think they've fallen to
just behind you. Yeah.
Okay.
Go
Yeah.
ahead and roll that untrained real quick.
We great.
Well, that's,
0.
you got a 0
Holy
because it's a
shit.
D4 minus 2.
Yep, amazing.
No.
Okay, well,
You've
Is
heard
it
of Romeo plus Juliet.
is it
Baz
Jesus.
Luhrmann's Romeo plus Juliet.
sweet Christ.
Leonardo DiCaprio in that.
Uh-huh.
it's a movie, is it
I
not?
mean, it's kind of like, yeah, John Leguizamo with the... It's kind of the same thing,
No,
functionally.
yeah, no,
Well,
the
it's
Leonardo
changed.
DiCaprio, Romeo and Juliet, it's basically the same
It's-
thing.
No, it's Romeo plus Juliet.
Romeo plus Juliet, yeah. It is not the same thing even remotely, Al.
It is remotely the same thing.
It is in
Sir,
the
all the
ballpark on
dialogue is
opposite
direct.
ends.
Sure, I bite my thumb at you.
Anyways, okay. So, how much do you know about Rainier?
As
Alright,
as they make ice out of
okay.
magic.
So,
They make really good demon deer.
what?
She's just looking at you like, why is that weird? Like, just
Okay.
as
I mean, okay. Actually, you know what? Perfect. Let's boil it way down. Rainier, ice.
uh-huh.
Rainier's sister, wildfire.
That's okay. Does that she sounds like a bitch, to be honest. So like, does that
Look, I don't know
translate
what
into
I don't.
wildfire?
No, I mean like
There is a slight-
temperament.
There's a slight falter in Rainier's step, but they keep walking.
Good. Look, the point is, you put them in the same rooms, a lot of steam, a lot of hot air. It doesn't work well for anybody. Does that sound right? Is that right? Does that kind of sum it up?
Just
Okay, cool, great. So we're on the right track.
Oh.
They, even if personally, like Rainier and the sister clearly don't get along, right? Like we've established that's pretty set in stone there. But even if they didn't, they're on, I wouldn't say like necessarily enemies, but like they are on courts with with different goals that often clash.
But is that possible? I do not know how all this
Okay,
works.
so we've about hit the limit of what I know. So
Because if
that sounds like a
Let's-
personal question.
let's get to the bus.
oh
Great.
And once they're inside, Rainier will turn.
Basket has an iPad and a Toblerone and some perfume.
Oh yeah, Toblerone. Great. That's
There-
gonna go badly.
Eyes are sparkling kind of weirdly. Like, not
Oh.
with the light. And it does not, it's pretty in that way that, like, a giant wave coming towards you can potentially be pretty. And it's just, they're just like, I didn't know. We were little, I had no idea. Someone put us together. My side and her side, somebody put us together. And as we grew up, we noticed. And I went my way, as I'm supposed to. She went her way, she's supposed to. Nothing I ever do will ever be right. Her. She doesn't get it. She doesn't understand us. They're not supposed to. Hayden is correct. We are opposites. The line has been drawn in the dirt since time immemorial. I stand on my side. Stands on her side.
Except for that time y'all were strictly crossing the line in the middle when you were kids. Just want to throw that out there.
That was before I could see the line.
Yeah, I know how that goes.
Adelaide makes it back to the bus.
You probably come in like as Rainier's finishing the explanation of the sides. And as you could tell from that lovely message, she's a big fan of mine.
Oh yeah. Hey, when if Adelaide comes in, Hayden's like, "Oh, you their sister's a summer fae."
Hey, Toblerones.
And with that is where I'm gonna call it for the night.
Hey, Toblerone.
Great.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us for episode 6, Knock on Wood. I've got episode 5 up already, so yay for me. I think I did that today or yesterday. I don't remember. And the time means so weird, much and little right now. But let's go around and tell people where they can find us. And
Okay up there?
I'm fine. All right, starting with Ryomasa.
Hello, I am Ramasa. I play Hayden Delgado on this here show. You can actually find me somewhere this week. On Wednesday, I'm over on, I want to double check it to make sure I get it right. Yep, I'm over on Classical Glyz's channel. We are doing a special, I'm very excited, special holiday run of their 10 Candles playset that they just finished
Ooh.
called Starlight. It is a specifically, it's an all Filipino cast. And we're all running through it. We're playing. It's the islands light lamps to keep winter away, and the lamps are slowly going out. So we'll see what happens. I don't know if you know anything about 10 Candles if you've ever played it, but if you do, you might have an idea. That is this
I'm
coming
instantly
Wednesday.
sad.
Yeah, that's this coming Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. EST, 6:30 p.m. PST.
Oh, no.
So you will see us there.
All right, thank you so much.
Plug it in the chat.
Ah!
Put the channel in the
Alright.
chat, please. Thank you.
Dara.
It's the same thing. It doesn't matter. Hi,
It's not the
everybody.
same thing. You are a person.
But I am a raccoon.
You, Dara, are also a raccoon. Yes.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. I'm Dara. I have been Sasir Voudon this evening. You can find me at Wildcat Dara on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and right here on Twitch, where I also stream. I stream on Wednesdays and Thursdays, starting either 7 or 8 p.m. Eastern, depending on the day, and if I have a chiropractor appointment on Wednesday. It's one of those. You can also find me over at Devil's Luck Gaming on here on Twitch on Fridays, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern for our Final Fantasy XIV tabletop game. I am the Aura Dancer Zolzaya. And anytime we do anything, I just feel like I continue to have have a half a brain cell in a lot of the games that I play on that channel. I have a theme. It's fine. It's
Competence, but not complete.
Half a
Yep.
brain cell or all the brain cells? There's no middle.
Yep. Nope.
All right. Thank you so much. Let's move on to Fox.
Hey folks, I remain Fox Barrett. You can find me here on Mondays, and yeah,
You're going the wrong
here.
way.
This is me. This is me. Hello, it's me. Am I still me? Is this still who I am?
You remain.
You can find me here on Monday nights for this little doodad we're doing, and I believe we're doing Thursday Night Magic over on Devil's Luck right now. I think we're doing this week. I forgot to ask, so I just asked before we went live. Went like, are we doing that? I think we're doing
We're
that
doing
again
it.
this week. Is my understanding. So I'll probably be there Thursday night, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Check it out. But that's it for me.
All right. And up next is Riley.
Hi, everybody. My name is Riley. You can find me also on Devil's Luck at from Friday at 8 p.m., where I play our Rogadin Gunbreaker, who is very done with magic users.
Not
You
like they're
can find me
necessary
Fair,
in that
honestly.
game, right?
What?
They're not necessary in that game, right?
No, not at all. It's fine. You can
I
find
am
me
a
the rest of
mage
the
and a
time
rogue.
here. I will be
Great.
live tomorrow night. Barring unforeseen, the kittens go get fixed tomorrow. So as long as everything goes well and we pick them up and everything's fine, I will be on tomorrow, to play more Final Fantasy 14 because we're probably gonna finish Shadowbringer's main story. And then again on Thursday, I'll probably just play more Final Fantasy unless I get bored and play something else.
All right.
Hi, who are you?
Thank you. My name is Bisonic Kevin on the Tumblrs. You can find me on the Discords of many places, including this channel. And you can find my amazing knitwear work at lattesandllamas.com, which I forgot to get the URL for. But yeah, so you can find me, like Fox said, Thursday, playing some Magic the Gathering over on Devil's Luck. So, thank you all for joining us as we indulge my world building of Riffs Philly, where I
Fun.
use the King of Prussia Mall as the base of a 10-foot tall cricket.
What
That's
the
good
hell's going
shit.
on in Philly?
Oh, you're not even in Philly yet.
Yep.
Fucking knows.
That's
I'm
good
not
shit,
following.
is what that is.
We should have
Yeah.
plans.
Fair.
But you're on your way. You're very close.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. I'm excited.
All right.
Uh,
And so, we hope to be setting up a raid.
Yes. We're gonna go raid Marie Graves, a friend of ours who's playing Superliminal, which is a fucking phenomenal
Ooh.
puzzle game if you like puzzle
Yeah.
games. It's really
It's
neat.
weird as fuck.
It's all like perspective shit, so as you like move blocks, they get bigger and smaller. So it's a good time. Go over there and give her love. Yeah.
Yeah.
See you soon, everybody.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.